All right. And I think we're live.
Yeah, we are live.
Hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ball Game Podcast. It's episode 4 now. Today we're coming at you with our Eastern Conference not playoff predictions, our seeding predictions.
Same thing.
We're gonna give you our Eastern Conference Finals and our representative from the East in the finals. Aside from that, it's a big week for not just basketball because preseason just started. It is also a massive week for baseball as the playoffs are about to start. So, would anyone like to hop in and talk about the MLB playoffs for a bit?
So playoffs start today. First game, 12 o'clock. Honestly, I think that's fucking crazy. For a playoff game? Yeah, no.
Insane.
So we got the Rays and the Guardians playing first. Shane McClanahan and Shane Bieber are pitching. Honestly, a miracle that the Guardians are even in it.
Yeah, I did not
That
expect
division
that.
is just god-awful.
Horrible.
White Sox is the most underwhelming team I think I've ever seen.
Ever.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's all their fault. They got plagued with injuries
They
and Tony La Russa's, health problems or whatever. He wasn't a good manager this season anyway.
No, he was not.
Thank God he's on his way
Bro's
out.
bro's gonna get fired.
He's already
He's already fired.
He didn't get fired. He stepped down due to
good.
his health.
He's not coming back.
I hope he's good. I don't mean to prey on the guys.
No,
down.
no, no.
You're
I
a
think-
big dick.
I think the Rays should take that
Real
series pretty easily.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But again, the Guardians have
baseball.
been exceeding expectations all season.
Yeah.
So but regardless, the next round, guess who they play? The Yankees, and they'll lose the following round. This might age so poorly too. I could absolutely see us getting bounced in the second round in the DS.
That would be something, huh?
How about your
suck.
Mets, guys?
So
101 win wild card team.
That's crazy.
I'm
That's fun.
excited.
But
That's
I mean,
fun.
it happened last 2 years. Was it last year? Dodgers and the Giants.
Dodgers,
both
yes,
had-
yes.
One was 104 wins and the other was 105.
Dodgers were a
and they
wild card
fucking
team.
Just like
were a
2015.
wild card team.
Well, this year is the first year where the wild card is a series and not just the first,
Just
not
the
just
one
one
game.
game.
Do you like the format?
Yeah, because baseball, you can get screwed over in baseball in one game. A pitcher could have a bad start, but now if you fuck up the first game, you have 2 more opportunities to make up for it. So,
I agree with that.
you
So
know.
I need to ask the question real quick. Are you guys okay, since you're Mets fans? How do you feel about the whole DeGrom situation? How they don't want to pitch him game 2?
I don't think it's really a situation as much as it is just strategy. You
Just
say
holding
you
on
save
to
the best pitcher in
Do
Major
you
League
like it,
Baseball.
though?
Yeah.
I feel like you can't
I feel like
play 2.
you have 2 number 1 guys.
Yeah.
You have Scherzer and DeGrom. If you don't have Scherzer,
It's not even
then you
1-2,
pitch
it's 1A,
DeGrom,
1B.
no question. But Scherzer has been arguably better all season.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. Obviously, if they lose game 1,
Scherzer's a
they're
2.3 ERA. That's fucking.
No, I know. They're
That's
going to
pretty
start
good.
DeGrom in game 2 if they lose game 1.
Of
If
course,
they lose, yeah.
But I feel like you can't play for the next series if the next series isn't even guaranteed. Because you pitch Bassett, for example.
I see what you're saying,
in
but
game 2.
we won 14 more games. We should be winning. We have a number 1 pitcher. If Scherzer comes
should
out
be
and,
doing
and does well
what we're
tonight,
expected to do.
and we have Bassett going tomorrow, I really don't have a problem with that at
Travis,
all.
do you have anything to add about baseball?
I gotta start watching baseball. I'm gonna start watching baseball for the playoffs.
The playoffs
I'm start
are
watching.
gonna be fire.
Yeah,
The playoffs are going to be fire.
Yeah.
Playoff baseball, I always say, is one of the best things. Aside next to playoff hockey too. Those are 2 sports that if you don't watch, the playoffs are extremely fun to watch.
Yeah. Every
Um,
year I try to get into it at playoff time. I just can't.
You want to make a World
I'm gonna
Series
try.
pick without having any idea.
Let's go Yankees.
All right, cool. Yeah, you got to bet on that.
I gotta bet on
what
that.
do you
Yeah.
Chris, what you got over there?
in the World Series.
Who do you
Yup,
think?
right now? What teams are in it?
This is good.
So
We're a
we
baseball
have-
podcast.
Out of the National League, we have the Mets, the Dodgers. Well, I guess I'll go in order: the Dodgers, Braves. Who's number 3? We're the 4th seed.
Cardinals.
Cardinals,
yeah.
Mets, Padres, Phillies.
What about the other?
You got.
There's only 6 teams.
No,
He's
the
talking
AL.
about the AL.
Oh.
Huh?
The number 1 seed is
That's fine.
the Stros. The 2 is the Yankees. The 3 is the Guardians. 4 is I think
The Rays.
Is it? No,
Should be.
No, it's the
it's the Jays, I think. And
no,
then,
no.
because the
yeah, no,
4
it's the Jays,
5
it's
is the
Jays,
Jays,
it's Jays.
and who the hell are they playing?
You want to talk about underwhelming? The Jays have been pretty underwhelming this year.
Nah, they were good.
They
It
were
was
good, but
just-
they should have been one of the
everyone
better
expected
teams in
them to be
baseball.
better. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Cardinals took a very slow start. The
Yeah.
Cardinals,
yeah.
Cardinals have Albert Pujols.
Yes.
Yes, Cardinals are gonna win for his last hurrah with Yadier Molina.
I think they're a very underrated team this year.
They definitely are.
I'm scared of the
And plus, they got Flaherty back now.
Phillies
too,
pitching.
They have a story arc.
Phillies pitching.
Oh no.
Phillies pitching going into that
Oh.
series. Yeah, that's insane.
Yo.
Yo. Died.
Yo.
All right. So for those who obviously can't see what just happened, the entire board over here just fell.
Yo.
there's a ghost.
Wow.
There,
Wow.
Nah, there really is. What the fuck?
Dude, you have
Um,
Zach Wheeler
wow.
pitching today. Who you got going?
Aaron
tomorrow?
Nola probably in
Aaron
game two.
Nola, and then you have Eugenio Suarez. That's fucking fire.
Yeah,
And
nah,
then you have Syndergaard.
but
still.
I think the Cardinals are probably the most slept on team coming.
They have
into
the
playoffs
MVP
right now.
in the
They're
league. So
Yeah.
Goldschmidt. He got cold the last couple months, but you still have a squad. You still have a squad there.
and then
look, I'm picking my Yankees to win the World Series.
no,
Or-
of course I'm picking the Mets. It's
Yeah,
you
we're-
know,
No
we're-
question.
for
but-
sure.
We're the best team.
Mariners, Blue Jays. The Mariners. It's great that they made the playoffs for the first time in what 17 years.
That
It's
was the team the
Yes.
Blue Jays are playing.
Pretty
there
crazy.
you go.
been,
There it
That's
is.
America's team.
I like them a lot. Obviously, everyone's rooting.
Everyone
for the
is rooting for
underdog.
that. In a way, everyone is rooting.
They're
For
the
But the
underdog.
Blue Jays' home field advantage in Toronto is just crazy. It's just there's
the first thing that
they're
comes
just so
to
much more
mind
talented,
whenever I
too.
think of the Blue Jays like fan base is the Jose Bautista
Yep.
home run and the way that stadium literally exploded and like people were saying like they heard it like 3 miles away,
I
4
believe it,
miles
yeah.
away, like crazy. But
yeah,
yeah,
their pitching is elite too. They got Alec Manoah going against Luis Castillo
they do.
tonight. So
Kevin Gossman.
yeah,
I don't know. This whole shit just fell down.
Yeah, the whole thing just fell down. All right, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go into the MLB playoffs too deep. I think we covered enough right now. Also, wanted to throw out there because this was
Go
huge
Mets.
this week. Aaron Judge, record-breaking season, possibly one of the,
Wow.
that. Honestly,
Nice.
just
we talked
Thank
about
you,
62 last
Aaron.
week, right?
No, we talked about
no,
61
we talked about
last
61 last week.
We did.
He didn't hit 62 until like 3 days ago, like 2 games before the
Right,
season.
right,
ended.
right. Forgot
Um,
about that.
And honestly, I didn't think it was going to happen. Nobody wanted to pitch to him. Number one and number two, his at bats looked like they were getting increasingly worse. But yeah, I mean, Judge deserved it. Home run king in the AL, not in the MLB. But yeah, I mean, well deserved. He's one of the best players he's the best player in the league right now, bar none. And he's the AL MVP. I don't want to hear the Shohei Ohtani people. Like, I don't want to hear none
What
of
do
that.
you mean you don't want to hear it?
Bro?
You guys want to hear it?
It's not like a far margin at all.
The thing
And
is,
I don't even know if he's better.
the thing is,
Okay,
if,
no,
how-
he's better. He's a better hitter.
the thing
Yeah.
is, if Shohei
And
wins
Shohei has a
MVP,
fucking
it-
3 ERA, dude.
you would have
What
to
do you
give it to
mean?
Shohei every year if Shohei wins MVP.
He's quite literally the most valuable player.
Okay,
He's
well,
an
that team's
anomaly.
really good. Yeah,
It's
But,
baseball,
yo,
bro. There's
it
9
doesn't
motherfuckers
matter.
on the field.
I know, but I don't know. I just
Like, I think Aaron Judge should win MVP, but
The
if you
Angels'
like
problem
the-
has always
he's
been
an
pitching,
anomaly.
and the
I'll
Angels
put it like
are
this.
not a good run
Shohei's
organization.
probably gonna win it next year.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because like I don't
Judge is
see
not
it-
gonna do
I was
that
gonna
again.
say no one's gonna have a season like
And even
Judge
with
had.
Judge's
I
historic
would
season,
compete
people
with
still
him.
talk about Ohtani with how crazy Judge is going.
no. But here's my thing, and I know that by itself, what Shohei is doing is historic. Like that, every single season that we witness Shohei Ohtani do this, it is historic. But what Judge just did was quite literally record breaking.
Right, which is why he
which
will
is
win
why
MVP
he will win
this
MVP.
year.
And like he was number one in the league in almost every single category. Like that is unbelievable. Not many. Pete Alonso, I think, was the only
But-
one. He tied him in RBIs. Judge cleared home runs.
I'm not
Batting
taking
average, one
anything
of the
away
tops
from
in the league.
Judge, but quite literally, Shohei is more valuable to a team.
to an organization, yeah, he's an anomaly. They'll
He
never
hits
be another
30
Shohei
home
Ohtani.
runs
Yeah, no.
and then gives
Yeah.
you 30
That's
starts.
why.
You might see that more often now because of him.
Yes,
he
of
blazed the
course, but
path to do
who's-
that.
Yeah,
Not yet.
No,
no one's going to be Shohei right now.
No, probably not. He's free agent soon.
Yeah,
So.
that's crazy.
Go get
it,
He
guys.
really
Yo, what is
You
it?
could do it all.
What does a deal look like for Shohei Ohtani?
All the
Everything.
money.
All the money, literally, all the
in
money.
the world.
Everyone's
he's-
firstbborn
You give
child
him
of the
you give
city.
him
In
his
the
own
front
his own
office,
his own
everywhere.
bedroom in the
He needs to
stadium
get a stake of the fucking
of the team.
of the
No,
franchise.
literally,
like-
I think that's would be part of the deal.
Jesus Christ.
He would get a close to $1 billion in terms of value deal.
You think? You really think so?
Yes.
It depends
mean-
what age. How old is he
Well,
going to
no,
be?
he's not going to get money. He's in terms of the contract. I think he's 29.
I think guys are going to get max like 50 million a year, which is still crazy.
I think
but
Judge
like,
will get that.
yeah,
I think
million a
Judge
year,
has
I think is
definitely
where
gotten that at this point.
From
the
the
top three
Angels.
players in the league, that should be what
Giants,
what they're
probably.
getting.
Giants or Mets. I'm scared of the Mets. I'm not gonna lie with Judge. I really am. But
I think
yeah,
he'll stay. As much as I want him to come to the Mets, I think he's just gonna end up staying with the Yankees. I think they're just gonna throw everything at him.
they
and how
are
could he
gonna
say
give
no?
him all the money.
Do you think
and
how far they go in the playoffs this season matters to him?
No, personally, I don't think so.
He's been playing for how many years now? Like,
But he's
like,
31 now,
this is
right?
his 7th year, I think.
He's 31.
7th
and they've
year,
made
yeah.
what, like one really deep
He's
playoff
gonna be
run,
31 next year.
right? Only the one really deep
we've
playoff
made-
run where
we
you
made,
lost to the
like,
Astros.
Yeah,
I
they
think
Yeah,
made the
but-
we've
CS.
made 2 ALCS.
It depends.
Yeah.
If a team like the Mets goes out and wins the World Series, then I think it becomes tougher for him. But I think if the Mets also get bounced in the first round, then I think all right, he'll just fucking stay at
I'll
that
make
point.
decision easier.
Or-
That's right.
Yeah, I definitely think that the playoff success has some sort of like difference here, but
Not
my
as
thing
much.
is I think this is the season. Like, if there's ever a season, this is the best pitching staff we've had. This is the year we beat the Astros. Like, you have to do it this year. We've been garbage against them all season.
and they're
This is where you turn
still
the momentum around.
insane, even
They're
without Correa.
unbelievable, bro.
Even without
They
Correa, it
didn't
doesn't
need
matter.
him. Jeremy
Insane.
Payne is great.
Doesn't
like,
matter, yeah.
it's so
Lost
it's-
George Springer, it doesn't matter.
No, it's
It doesn't
terrible,
matter.
bro. It's so bad. They just develop talent so quickly. Their pitching
They're
staff is
good organization.
unbelievable. Like, Justin Verlander, 40 years
I love
old, and he
Justin
just had one of the
Verlander.
best pitching
Doesn't
seasons ever.
he date Kate Upton?
He still does.
Yes, he's
Wow.
still
Yeah.
married to her.
Married,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
congrats, Kate Upton.
Congrats, Kate Upton.
Yeah, not congrats, Justin Verlander.
No,
Congrats, Kate Upton.
Kate Upton.
Yeah, Justin Verlander, arguably probably the best pitcher of our generation. Who's doing this at 40? 1.7 ERA at 40 years old.
Could argue Max Scherzer, not now, but best pitcher of our generation, 3 Cy Young awards. I don't know.
Verlander has 3, I think, or maybe this will be his 3rd. But those two were on the
I don't
same
know.
staff at
Might
one
have to
point
go,
in Detroit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mr.
But-
Kershaw.
You're
Might
right.
have to go
Nah,
Mr. Kershaw.
forget it. Yeah,
That's-
shut the
Nah,
argument.
yeah.
Shut the
Come on,
argument
guys.
down. Yeah, it's Clayton Kershaw.
My bad. Sorry.
But
Keaton.
anyways, all right. We are a basketball podcast, just to remind you guys. But
Yay.
all right, here we go. Now we're gonna
I'd
get
argue
into
it's a
the
podcast.
Eastern Conference standing. Yeah, I know, but for the most part, like, we talk about basketball. All right, here we go. So what we did was we took everybody's list overall, and we had a consensus ranking, and we had a number that we came up with for each team. Well, I came up with for each team after I plugged all the numbers in, and I'm gonna give you guys the overall ranking, their number that they came up with. I'm going to go with the highest that someone put them on their list and the lowest that someone put them on their list as well. A lot of it was very similar, but the middle of the Eastern Conference was very difficult to put together for a lot of us, I saw. So there's a lot of, what should I say?
Turmoil.
Variety.
Well,
variety in
there's
our
teams that
rankings,
you
yeah.
would have
There will be
liked
turmoil.
and thought to be playoff locks that
There's just
when
too
you,
many teams.
when you
Like-
when you
like
put it
are
together,
so
you're like,
good.
oh shit,
Are so
you don't they
talented.
don't fit anywhere. Yeah.
So, all right, we'll get this thing started. 2 teams at the bottom of the list for everybody's. They were either 15 or they were 14, every single list. And I'll put them together. So the Pacers with a score of 14.6 and the Hornets with a score of 14.2. So the Pacers were 15, the Hornets were 14. And so the highest that the Pacers were 14, and the lowest was 15, obviously.
Wow.
So
Man.
Dean and Chris had them at
The Hornets.
14, and us 3 had them at 15. The Hornets, you had them at 13, which was the highest they came in, and then Chris and Dean had them at 15. So yeah, I mean,
LaMelo's
Any-
gonna win them games.
I
He's
think
gonna
the
win some
Hornets are
games.
going to be the worst team in basketball, arguably.
I
Really.
just think
Probably.
literally
I think the
that
Hornets are going to
reason.
be
I think,
terrible.
I
Worse
think
than the
I
Jazz?
think
Huh?
LaMelo's
Gordon Hayward gets traded midseason.
but I still think LaMelo is better than anything the Pacers had. Like, actually, that's arguable.
The Pacers
because
have fucking
Tyrese
Miles
Tyrese
Turner.
got that.
But I
dog
don't
in him.
know how long Miles Turner and Buddy Hield are for the Pacers this season.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And then when
Chris
they go,
Duarte.
when they go there,
when they
it's
go, it's-
horrible.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson.
It becomes
Ben
the same
Mathurin.
Yeah,
The
Ben
roster's
Mathurin,
better
yeah,
than
yeah,
the
Chris
Hornets to
Duarte.
me, bro.
Hornets
don't
just
know,
have the
but-
better player.
exactly. Yeah, as of right
But,
now,
like, by
Tyrese
how
could be
much,
that.
bro?
Tyrese could be exactly. That's what I was about
Yeah.
to say.
By how
Tyrese-
much?
I
LaMelo
mean,
is
Yo,
LaMelo better
Tyrese
than
is
how-
insane.
Tyrese
bro.
is.
Tyrese was so good when he got
Tyrese
to
is
Indiana,
him.
bro.
He averaged
Yeah.
like 20 and 10 on
Pretty
like
much. Like
yeah,
19 and, more
48%
like 19 and
shooting or
9.
some,
but, yeah.
some crazy. Like,
I think just watching the games, LaMelo just looks a lot better.
At what?
Fucking scoring the ball, passing the ball.
I
All
feel
of
like
it.
they're just as good at passers.
That I agree with.
I think
Scoring,
I
Melo-
know
no,
Melo
Tyrese.
has played better defense than
Tyrese smokes him on
we
defense.
thought.
Yeah.
No, he's a better defender, but LaMelo's better on defense than we anticipated him being. not
LaMelo
as
is a
much
decent
as-
on-ball defender.
He's not as much of a liability as
Yeah.
we thought he was going to
Decent,
be.
good, pretty decent off-ball too. But Tyrese, is definitely the better defender as of right now. I could see LaMelo being improved on defense, just maybe not this season. I
LaMelo
think
probably has a higher ceiling, but like right
Because of
now,
length
it's
and height,
not
yeah.
like
It's close.
LaMelo fucking clears Tyrese easily.
no, I definitely agree that LaMelo is the better player at the moment, but I can absolutely see a world where Tyrese Halliburton is a better basketball player than LaMelo Ball next year. And I know everyone's expecting LaMelo to take another big jump, but that team's going to be so bad that and same with the Pacers. Like
Both these teams need
He
to
might
lose
just play
every
40
single game
minutes a
possible.
game.
you
and
need to
They
go
have
get
to lose
dropped.
every
Bro,
single game.
Okay, we need to talk about this real quick. Victor is
He's-
God.
Jesus Christ on
He's
a basketball
God on a
court.
basketball
Big
court, bro.
Vic. He just needs to stay
7'5",
healthy, yeah.
dribbling, taking fadeaway threes, like
Yeah,
pulling up from the hash.
Unicorn.
yeah.
Yo,
Anomaly.
LeBron said he ain't even a unicorn. He's an alien because
Yeah.
he is.
Just Shields, if you're watching,
You're
your take
stupid.
was fucking terrible.
What was it?
He just said that he was
Our
not
boy isn't
impressed
impressed.
with Victor at all. He said not impressed at all.
You know,
He's a
it's-
hater.
You know, the
That's
one
that's being
thing,
a hater.
the one thing that scared Scoot Henderson had a bad game.
He
I didn't
did.
exactly watch, but I saw the stat line,
What,
so I don't
second
want
game?
to.
Very bad.
I don't want to be that guy that box score watches.
First game
Didn't
he
watch
was-
the game.
he was really
First
good.
game he was elite.
Yeah.
Second game, what I saw was 0 points, 0 for 2 shooting, whatever.
He got hurt
And-
though.
Did he? Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I was gonna say I don't want to box score watch. I didn't watch the game,
Yeah.
but from what I saw, it didn't look pretty. But yeah, now Victor and Scoot are about as good a 1 and 2. I think we've seen in a very long
Yeah.
time. Like
Mhm.
real talk, and this is a pretty decent draft class.
Yeah.
There's like 5 teams that should go 0-82. Honestly,
I think this season is they don't need to bottom out to have a chance now
No,
because
they
the way
don't.
the lottery
Yeah,
odds are.
yeah.
So I think whoever ends up with Victor, man, like
I
there's
hope he doesn't go
one-
to the Jazz. I want him to
there's-
go to a team that already has. Like if he goes to the Hornets,
Bro,
Oh.
the Thunder. I would love that.
that'd be
Chet
so
and Victor.
weird.
Thing is, not only did he go off like that, but like it was his first time even playing in the U.S. Like
Yeah.
that was his. Like he knew that was his first time.
And
Like
There's two.
his
he-
second
what
game
was
too.
it?
He
He
knew
was
it,
off.
and he was
Was
cool,
he in the
calm,
US for a
collected.
second game?
I
He
think.
was in the US for a second
Yeah.
game too.
Yeah.
They played, they played at the same. in
Followed up
Vegas.
36 with 37. Like,
Yep.
bro, nah, he's there, and his mindset. If like
I'm not-
apparently maybe it got lost in translation, but what he said was if he had never been born, Scoot Henderson is the number one
Mhm.
pick.
Yeah, in the 2
Like-
games that he played, he had 73 points, 9 threes, 15 boards, and 9 blocks.
Yeah, I was about to say in the first game, my only complaint would have been rebounds. He only had 4 rebounds. He had more blocks than rebounds, and then the second game he
Mhm.
went and grabbed 11.
11,
So
Yeah.
what he really said, he
Yeah.
showed a little bit of everything. He showed potential in every part of his game.
Mhm.
He's
The
like
ceiling is the roof.
obviously like super slow footed. Like his feet,
But
he,
he's so
he has good footwork, but his feet are slow.
Yes.
He's very fluent. His hands move well. Like his shooting, he gets
And-
his hand. You see his hands moving well on defense too. Like
He's not
quick-
slow.
he's quick hands.
and he makes up for that lack of speed with
His length.
length.
Length,
Like,
yeah.
hey yo, what the he's long. Like he's long.
So long.
But
Girthy.
yeah, I mean he's a talent. Like every
Yeah.
team in the league should be. Well, every team that doesn't have a chance at legitimately winning a title should be tanking right now.
I want
Like,
to see him on the Hornets so bad. Him
Yeah,
and
that'd be
LaMelo,
fire.
him and Lamelo would be cool.
or him and Cade.
I would. That'd be
I like
cool.
the Thunder.
I don't think this is
The
way
Pacers
Pistons
would be
even do it.
The
crazy.
Thunder front court would be
It'd be so
probably
weird.
the funniest. They'd have a combined like 350.
And then if
pounds
they
in
have
their front
Poku on the court too,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yo, if he goes
Yeah.
to the Pacers, that'd be fire.
That'd be cool.
Tyrese, Ben Mathurin, and
Tyrese, Ben,
Victor
oh
as
my
your
God.
core.
Mhm. Chris Duarte, like that's a
That's a
nice
sick
little team.
young
That's a
core.
nice
Oh,
little
yeah.
team there.
I just hope he doesn't go to like the Jazz.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
want to see Victor in like a bigger market than fucking Indiana
I mean,
or Utah.
I don't know. I just want to see a good basketball.
None of
team.
the
That's all I
none of
care
the
about.
teams that are at the bottom are really big markets, though.
No, not
So-
this.
That's why
Season.
they're at the bottom.
Not this season.
I guess
No,
not.
Knicks should tank for him.
Mm.
Knicks should tank for him.
I honestly wouldn't care.
I
Nope.
wouldn't either. We don't have a chance of winning a title, so
No.
I wouldn't care either.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
All right. Number 13. We got the Magic with a 12.4. The highest we had the Magic was 10. Does anyone want to guess who that was?
Well, I see it, so I'm not gonna
Yeah,
guess.
shut your mouth. Don't say anything.
Yeah, I kind of know who. 'Cause he showed me
You
his
did-
standings last
and it
night.
was the
I
it was the
also kind of said
it
it.
was the hot takes video
during
where
the
you
hot
said
takes.
yeah.
So I put the Magic at 10, because of my hot take first of all, and I explained that in the last episode, but to
Real
explain
quick.
again,
Can I interrupt real quick?
what interrupt?
Number 14. He had him at 14.
They
So
stink.
the lowest was 14 for him. The highest was 10 for you. Give your case.
So I think I think Chris brought up a good point last week when he talked about Paolo. He's going to be the guy taking the shots, and that's what they needed on that team. They have a lot of good young players. Franz, they have Wendell Carter down low, which is pretty fucking cool. Markel's hurt, which is unfortunate. Cole Anthony was doing better towards the second half of last season. They have a lot of nice young players, and I think they could be better than 5 fucking teams. I think they can sneak into that 10 spot and get into the play-in.
That's fair.
It's a lot of good teams. in the
Yeah.
East.
I love Cole Anthony. I love Franz Wagner, and I love Paolo. I think Cole Anthony is really, really good. I think Cole Anthony kind of gets lost in the shuffle of NBA players.
No,
I
he
agree.
he
definitely
was
does.
he was really good last year, and then he got hurt. So that's kind of unfortunate.
And we said this the last podcast. They have so many second-year guys that
Yeah.
can possibly break out completely.
And you still have
I
guys like Mo
say so
Bamba,
many. So
you
I say
know.
so many. It's really James. Mo Bamba's a good
No,
basketball
he has
player.
fucking
solid.
talent, dude.
Yeah.
Like-
He has talent. If he puts it
Like-
together, he could be a solid.
Like
NBA
he's not
player.
just a song. He's a
No.
good basketball player.
You don't just
Like,
got hosed.
I hope Jonathan Isaac stays healthy. I don't even. That's
I
not
just
gonna happen.
don't ever
But
see it happening anymore.
No.
I don't give guys the benefit of the doubt until they show me. Now
Yeah.
with health. Like same thing goes with Zion too. Like I just want to see him healthy, and he looks happy and healthy
he
right
looks
now.
good.
He looks real happy and
I'm
healthy.
glad you think he looks happy.
That's
So
important.
He does.
I mean, I guess compared to what the reports were
He's smiling.
last year.
Yeah, it's
Smart
important,
he's
bro.
on.
Yeah. I'm so happy now.
What?
Oh, I actually got to take this.
What happened?
Hold on. Give me five minutes.
What is
I'll
this?
be back.
Yeah, phone.
You
It's a
better
phone
hurry
call,
up, bro. In the
Trunks.
middle of a podcast.
The fuck? My boy's not dedicated to the grind.
I saw it, and I started laughing.
I saw it too.
I'm not even
Why?
gonna say what it was. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not gonna say what it was, but
Uh,
nah, it wasn't nothing like crazy.
Okay.
It was just the name on the phone made me laugh, and I was like, "It's not a person." That's the thing. It wasn't like a person that
Oh.
we would know. It was just
Wait, it's not a person,
didn't
or it's
see
not
what
a
it said?
person we know.
I didn't see what I saw you on a call.
Write it
Yeah, it
down.
was
Write it
funny.
down. I need to know now.
No, you
This-
don't gotta write it.
No,
down.
I just need to
that's
know.
okay. That's what it said. It said that.
All right, back to it. Back to the magic. Back to the magic.
All right, Dean said
I
his
think-
piece, so we could talk about them now.
Yeah, Wendell Carter is.
I was like,
I
what
think
is
he's gonna
that?
have a good year.
I love one.
He had a really good season last year. I'm excited to
Yo,
see what he
they
does.
robbed the Bulls.
They robbed.
robbed the ball.
Straight up robbed the Bulls, bro. Like you got
Bro.
Wendell, who's a really good basketball player. You got Franz, and you have a pick coming this
Yeah,
year.
you got two
with
picks, right?
What we
One or two-
think
yeah.
is
No.
going to be a
One.
half decent pick.
No,
And Vucevic
it's
just fucking
top
reeks too.
4 protected the
Yeah,
pick. The
yeah,
Bulls
yeah.
are gonna
Yeah.
win the lottery and get Victor.
Yeah,
It was all part of the plan.
Yeah. I saw what
That could
did you
happen.
guys see what Kenny said? He was
Mhm.
like, he was saying like they have our pick, but it was all a plan because like they
Yeah.
knew who was going to be the top 2 in this draft. We're going to get them. But
That'd
yeah,
be
no,
crazy.
I think the Magic are a very well-rounded team. They could be really good on both sides of the ball in the future. Maybe not this year,
yeah.
but I mean,
I just
look,
think all the teams above them are better.
Yeah, it's just gonna be.
It's tough.
I like the Magic too. I love their core. It's just
Yeah.
gonna be more of a developmental year for them.
I really
don't-
do think there are tiers, and I do want to see what you guys like put as your tiers in
Tier
the
list?
East.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to see where you guys would have these guys. Like, I think it's a clear bottom 2 with the
Yeah.
Pacers and the Hornets.
Agreed.
And then I
Cool.
think the Magic kind of starts like a 3-team thing where it's like they're decent, but it's the
Yeah.
East and it's so deep
I
that they're
agree.
kind of lower.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Let's not talk about those teams
yeah,
yet.
I don't
but-
want to talk about them yet. And I kind of want to, let this kid come back. But
Well, we can't wait for him. So
yeah, no, we're ready
we're
to
ready.
move on to this next team. All right.
Fuck Dean.
Yeah.
So we
Whatever
got
we
the
gotta do.
Wizards at 12, and they came in with the 12.2. You had them the highest at 11.
One pick over.
And yeah, it
It's not
was
crazy.
literally, it was very close. We all
Yeah.
had them very very tight. And then me and Dean had them at 13. We had them
Okay.
the lowest. You had them the highest. And I just personally, I don't.
I
see
honestly, I
happening.
could have put them higher. Honestly,
Yo,
I was thinking
so-
about it. I feel like a full season with Beal, Kristaps,
I-
Kuzma,
I could see it
another
working.
year of Rui.
For sure.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Rui.
had just watched what's his name, Bradley Beal was on JJ Redick's podcast, and I
Mhm.
listened to that. And Bradley Beal was a cool guy, so it made me
I
sad.
love
I
him,
had the
bro.
Wizards so low. He
Yeah,
seems very confident in the team, and hearing him talk, like he said, I like Rui as a player as well, and he said Rui's been really good all summer, and he expects a huge jump from Rui. He was talking about people on that team, and the crazy thing is, he didn't even mention Denny. And Denny was
Yeah.
really, really, really good for them
Mhm.
last year.
He's elite
a really
defensively.
good defender. Yeah.
Already. Yeah, he's an elite defensive
He
player.
has above average playmaking skills for his
Yes, he
position.
does. He's 6'10". He's
Like,
got
yeah,
size.
I could see them being as low as 12, 13. I could also see them making a play and push.
Yep.
The
I
one
could see
thing
it.
is, Denny just has to improve that jumper.
The
Once
biggest
that
thing-
jumper comes around, it's a wrap.
The biggest things for them are probably how does Monte Morris fare as the starting point guard, and does Kristaps stay healthy?
That
Yep.
as well. I don't know if Monte Morris starts for the longest time. I also loved one other signing they made this offseason in DeLon Wright. I thought that was a great move. One of the best on-ball defenders as a guard in the league. I think long term, I think eventually it will be Beal starting at point
I was
guard
about to
and
say
DeLon
they-
Wright
I can
kind
see
of
it.
playing like as the secondary
Combo
playmaker.
defender.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think that would make perfect sense because he's also a decent off-ball shooter. And Monte Morris is a six man.
Mhm.
We've already seen how good he can be in a
I could
backup
even
point
see
guard
them
role,
running
so.
just like a big lanky unit with Beal at the 1 and just running Denny, Kuzma, Rui, and then Porzingis at the 5.
I mean,
just a bunch of
they're
length.
good enough defensively.
Beal
to do
showed
that.
he could handle playing starting at the 1 for them if need be.
Yes, he's a
He's
good
a-
playmaker. He's a very good playmaker,
And you still have Denny in that lineup, who's also a great
that's how
playmaker, as you
crazy
said.
like the depth of the
Yeah.
Eastern Conference is. Like they're
The Wizards are a
team.
solid team.
I
on
could see
paper, yeah.
making a jump. Like I could see
could
them
see
as
it.
high as maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like I could
Yeah.
see that happening.
And I mean, I like Porzingis. I know you
Yeah.
guys all like Porzingis more than me because you guys are Knicks fans. It'd be nice
Yeah.
to see
Love
Porzingis
him to
have
hate
a
him.
healthy
I just want to see him
season.
healthy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Like that again, another guy.
I think
He
where
we
was
all
very
just wish
good
him
at
the
the end of
best. Yeah,
last
we
year
want
when
to
he
do
was
well.
healthy.
yeah,
like-
for sure. He was
He
great
ended
when
the
he got
season-
traded to
yeah.
the Wizards.
Ended the season very well.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know what happened with that Dallas situation. It seemed like it got toxic
It's
very
so weird.
quickly. But
Yeah, it was
and
out of
you,
nowhere.
I thought that him and Luca was gonna be like great.
I remember
my
I was
God, when
on
it
the
first
floor
happened.
at Pisoza's talking to gnocchi, and Porzingis got traded to the Mavs, and I FaceTimed Ortiz, and we were just talking about it. Like the Mavs are guaranteed a ring in the next 2 to 3
Yep.
years.
Yep.
Well,
I was so sad.
I made
that
my
day.
Porzingis-
Porzingis
was a-
video.
That was a normal opinion.
he's
Yeah.
had the same problems for the last 4 years, 5 years. It's injuries, inconsistency, inability to play defense other than getting blocks. It's the
Mhm.
same shit with him. He hasn't gotten better, you know. So
Yeah,
that's
It's
the
gotten
problem.
worse. Yeah.
yeah,
he has
Yeah.
significantly regressed since his second season.
which is
With the
which is
Knicks or
unfortunate.
Second or third.
And I think if he
Yeah.
stays with the Knicks, he might have still gotten better, might have still been in a little bit of a better situation.
I
for him.
honestly think he would have fit perfectly with the team. Right
Oh, he
now.
would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he would have been the perfect fit with this team
Mhm.
right now.
Maybe
Aside from
one day.
obviously the rebounding, still lacks that, but he's a
Mhm.
decent.
He's a 4.
rebounder. Yeah,
He's a 4.
Yeah,
He is, but
shout
in
out the
this
Wizards,
NBA,
bro.
yeah, word. Shout out Bradley Beal.
Who's
man.
the
I
Wizards
love Bradley
coach?
Beal.
Not Ime Udoka, Wes Unseld Jr.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
he's a decent coach too.
Shout out
He's
Wes
not
Unseld
terrible.
Senior, bro.
Facts.
He's a baller.
He's
on
like
my
a
team.
6'7" center. Yeah, they
Yeah.
made him a point guard card 2 years ago. He was mad good.
Is he dead?
Wes
Yeah.
yeah, he
Wes Unseld,
died
yeah.
like recently.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Wes.
Wes.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace,
Wes.
Wes.
Okay.
Chef Wes.
Number 11.
Wow.
Now this is where we really started to disagree.
Mm.
Number 11 was the Pistons with a 10.6. The highest we had the Pistons was 7, and that would be Chris. The lowest was 12 with Dean and Trunks. And this was the biggest gap of all the teams that we had. Was
Wow.
a 5-spot difference between you two and Chris. State your case.
This was just a case of me thinking that this team was going to be higher, and then seeing all the other teams on the list and being
Yeah.
like, someone's got to fall out.
Yeah.
And it was the Pistons for me. I don't know. All the teams above them, I see having better seasons.
So nobody
that
had them
simple.
higher than
I agree with
11
him.
aside from you. Me and
So-
Ortiz had them at 11.
I also spoke about this in my hot takes last week when I said that the Pistons were going to just miss everything. I just think they're not there yet. they will be, and I really do think
Yeah,
next year they'll
I
be,
could see this being a season too
they're going to
early.
be top 8 seed next year, but just not yet. They need one more year of a draft
The
pick.
Pistons, I spoke about the Pistons, but I'll just go over everything. They started their offseason. They added Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel. Solid rotational players, solid veterans to be a voice. A bunch of young guys on the team. So those were the first 2 established veterans they get. They go into the draft. They take Jaden Ivey at 4. They then trade for Jalen Duran. Great. They traded nothing for Jalen. What they trade for Jalen Duran? I don't even remember, but it was nothing.
I honest to God think it was like 3
was
crazy
money.
protected picks.
It was just money for most.
Yeah.
It
right?
wasn't just money. Yeah, it was just money.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
It
it
was like
was.
2 firsts, but it was stupid protected
But
first. So like,
There's no way we gave up
No,
2
they weren't
firsts.
firsts,
No,
no.
there's no way we gave up 2 firsts. No.
Oh, right. That was
I
a trade with the
swear to
Knicks.
God, I
Yeah.
thought it was.
But no, they made
It's something
they
like
made
that.
like
It was just
great
cash.
pickups this
We
offseason.
got we got
No,
picks
so-
we
for
definitely
that.
give up.
So they
protected
got
picks.
we got
Jalen Duran.
Oh, we got that's right.
They then proceed to trade for Boban or Bojan, whatever. I don't know his name. What's his-
Bojan.
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 Yeah. I get them confused. So
That was a
Bogdanoviches.
great trade for
Yeah.
them.
For
For sure.
again nothing.
Nothing.
And a playoff tested vet. Like
So-
that's
This dude shot 40% from 3 his entire career.
Yeah, he
And
could be
he's
their
just
leading
been-
scorer.
He's been a solid 3rd to 4th option, sometimes 2nd option when he needed to be for his entire career. He's a veteran. He helps out all the young guys. I think Sadiq Bey benefits from having him as well. Opens up the floor for him.
he tries on
gives
defense.
you more floor spacing.
Tries on defense.
Right.
Is he
The
great?
big man
No.
rotation. I haven't even mentioned Marvin Bagley yet. Marvin Bagley might. I seen something that Marvin Bagley's projected to be the starter. Marvin
That's
Bagley was
wild.
amazing for them last year when he got there.
That was my most improved.
Yes,
Right.
it was.
Isaiah Stewart's solid. I just think they're a solid team, and I think their roster just fits well on paper. Jaden Ivey, I think, is going to be perfect for them, whether he starts or whether he comes off the bench. He doesn't have to be spectacular. I have them this high, and I don't even project Jaden Ivey to be super spectacular as a rookie. I see him averaging 13 to 14, maybe 15 points.
Stewart
In
was
a
shooting
six
threes
man,
in
in a
the
6-man role.
They-
Isaiah Stewart was
he
shooting
was shooting threes in the
last year,
preseason
though.
game.
He was shooting
Yeah.
threes last year.
He was
shooting them
pulling
cool.
though. He was pulling.
Yeah, he's confident in the
Yeah,
shot.
he
Like,
looked confident.
And
So if
I-
he can knock those down consistently.
And I just see a ginormous jump from Cade. I mean, I said it last
Yeah.
a
time.
lot of people.
Cade
do.
averaged what about like 17, 18 and like 5 and 5 on not that good efficiency. I think it's just
But
I
second half
don't-
of the season, his efficiency was
Yeah.
so much improved.
Yeah.
And like I know it's just preseason, but that first game I watched, they look bad. Not
What, the
gonna lie.
Pistons?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
played the
the
Against
Knicks.
the Knicks, right?
They look bad.
They got smoked.
They got
They got
smacked.
ran out the
Well,
gym.
the
But
Knicks
it's preseason. Like
the
I
Knicks
know.
showed their
Like you can't take preseason into
they're-
account
we're
too
gonna
much.
talk about the Knicks soon.
Yeah,
I'm just saying in that preseason game in particular, they showed that they've been playing
Yo,
longer than the
like you can't talk.
Jalen Brunson. We'll get into that
With
when we get
after.
into that.
Yo,
but yeah.
You just said,
Continue.
bro.
Yeah, my
I
fault.
was saying we can't take preseason into account too much, but at the same time, you kind of have to a little bit at least because
I mean, no.
I
They're the
LeBron
first
shot-
games they
LeBron
played.
shot
I
0
don't
for
think so,
7.
bro.
it's
bro.
all what.
LeBron shot 0 for in the
Then
I
the
know.
next game,
I know.
he
Then the
had
next
20,
game,
30,
yeah,
17
yeah.
minutes. Like
Yeah,
I'm saying you
preseason doesn't
can't-
matter.
Yeah,
preseason doesn't matter. in
and
the slightest,
Killian
bro.
Hayes. If we want to talk about preseason,
Oh, yeah.
Killian
Yeah, he
Hayes
looked
was
good.
even good for them.
Yeah.
So, and
Worst player in the league.
Who knows? That's
I
possible.
swear on this, Killian Hayes just has to do the bare minimum,
does.
and
Yeah,
he
you
will
said that last.
he will contribute to their
Mhm.
team. They still have Corey Joseph, who isn't that good, but as the last
he's-
guy in your rotation,
Yeah.
he's okay. He's
They
fine.
they definitely have depth.
They have depth,
They
and
definitely
like I
have
said,
depth.
I just see a huge jump from Cade. Like he averaged about 25 and 5. I just expect his efficiency to go up. He's gonna get smarter. His playmaking should get better.
Yeah, his
He's
assist
shown
return will
elite
improve.
defense. He's shown elite defensive potential.
Yep.
He has to do it now.
Nerlens Noel deep boy.
Right. I think the team is a good defensive team. They have a good balance of defense, offense. They've shooting. They've playing. They have everything. They have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, their
I think-
biggest question was shooting.
I
and
think
they
that-
solved that this
Yeah, I
offseason.
think the team just fits very well on paper. Alec Burks gives them spacing. Obviously, Bogdanovic, Sadiq Bey should hopefully take another jump. Even if not, Sadiq Bey has shown he's a solid rotational starter, which is good enough
Yes,
to
he
some
has.
extent. He's young enough that he could take another jump up, like a Desmond Bain type jump. I see him
I
and
can
Desmond Bain
absolutely
as
see
very
that.
similar players with very similar skill sets.
can-
Desmond Bain is better because of the jump he took last year, but Sadiq Bey is, he provides.
I'm
a
very
similar play.
high on Sadiq Bey. I
Very
can
good player.
honestly see
Yeah.
him taking a bigger jump than Desmond Bain. Like I could see Sadiq averaging 20.
He could be their leading scorer, honestly, this season.
That's what I'm saying. You have 3
Yeah.
guys. I mean, if you even want to count Jaden Ivey, you have 4 guys who could possibly be your leading scorer. Like
You're
they're
counting
just-
Bogdanovich?
Is that
Yeah.
really like a good thing?
I think
I
it
think so.
is.
It,
I feel
it's
like
good to
that's
have
a
a lot of
great thing.
talent,
I think
but-
it is.
but
More points win basketball games.
I understand that. But
I
when
think
I feel
in-
like when there's not a
in-
clear
is it
in
good that
guy,
you score?
in theory, though, Cade
to take
is the
those
guy,
shots.
and Cade probably will lead them in scoring.
Yeah, for sure. No,
Yeah,
Cade's
that's what
gonna
you would
get the
hope.
most
Yeah.
shots.
but I think it's possible you have 2 20-point scorers on that
Right.
team.
but I think if Cade ends up being the 3rd or 4th best scorer,
He's
there's a
not going to
problem.
be the 3rd or 4th.
I-
But
I
he's going to be
hope
the
so.
2nd best, and he's
Hope
also
so.
going to give you 7 to 8 assists, 7 to 8
I was about to
boards,
say
and
I
an
don't
elite
think
defense.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's the worst thing if Cade isn't a top 2 scorer on that tip. I don't think that's even got a shot at happening because he will take the most shots and have the ball in his hands the most. But I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I think you might honestly be having more team success if he is taking less shots just because other guys are making so many shots. That's what I think that turns into. If Cade isn't averaging as many points, it means that something might be going very right for them, honestly, instead of him having to take every shot and score every point. So I don't know.
I mean,
they're
like you
interesting.
guys said, you have the Magic very high, not as high as I have the Pistons, obviously, but it's the same story as how you feel with the Magic. They just have a lot of depth, a lot of young talent that has room to grow. And in my opinion, a roster that fits better together than the Magic do. I think, like I just said, the Pistons just have a little bit of everything with guys who could take huge jumps and provide a lot of everything, a lot of shooting, a lot of spacing, a lot of playmaking, and
I
a lot
agree.
of defense.
I only say the Magic because the Magic have had the talent. They've had the guys on the roster for a couple years. They just have always been hurt. And if they could stay healthy as a team,
I can't say if they could stay healthy. Like Jonathan Isaac will never be healthy, it seems. So that sucks. But
It's possible.
he's had 2
but-
unfortunate injuries
Yeah.
in 2 years.
like
you know?
it's just he's played. There was the stat you said last week that he's played what, just as many games as Vince Carter, or maybe 2 more. Like that's wild. And I want to get into the next team now because we talked about the
Yeah,
Pistons
shout
for a
out the
bit.
Pistons. Shout out Kate Cunningham.
I feel like that was the end of the second tier in the Eastern Conference.
I don't know. For me, I had trouble with the Pistons in this next team.
Really,
I could have put
All
the
right.
Pistons
I
over
was
them.
very intrigued to talk about
I agree with that.
getting into this. The Raptors,
Yes.
9.8 overall. They're the 10th seed in our consensus rankings. The highest they were, we didn't disagree much on this. The highest we had them was 9, and that was me and Chris. And the lowest was 11 with Dean. And my thing was, I think the Raptors have possibly the largest gap in where they can finish in terms of height and the lowest point. And I think the Raptors can finish as high as even 3rd and knock a few teams from the top 4.
I thought the same thing last
Chris,
season.
Chris and I talked about this last night. What I said was that I had just felt like there were more teams that got better than them this offseason. They didn't do much to get better. Not saying they were a bad team. They're a good team. They're coached very well. That's also another thing we said. I think coaching is undervalued in the NBA by some people that talk about it. That roster is not as good as other rosters that are on the list, though.
And here's where I had them at 9, so I can't argue too much for them. But at the same time, I wanted to put them so much higher. And my argument is this: you have 3 guys on that team who are going to be possibly all-star caliber players this year, and I don't see how that gets you that low. Like I put them at 9, and I did that safely because I could argue that, like I said, they could be the 3 seed this year because you have Fred, you have Scotty, and you have Pascal
It
Siakam.
depends what Scotty looks like.
And those are
I think that's a big.
I said the same thing to Dean last night. I think they're starting. They don't have depth. They have no depth.
No, they don't.
No depth.
No,
Their
they don't.
bench is not on shit. But their starting 5 last year was really, 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 really good.
unbelievable.
Pascal Siakam's Pascal Siakam is borderline elite. Like
Probably the most
Yeah.
underrated player.
Pascal
in the
is so good at basketball.
He said like last week he wants to be a top 5 player in the league.
Yeah, I mean that's a stretch.
league.
But
It is a stretch, but
but
that's the
Pascal
right
is
mindset.
Everybody wants to be
really,
a top
really,
five.
really
that's
good.
the right mindset.
I want to be
Yeah.
a top 5 player in the league.
Gary
Yeah.
Trent as your 4th option in your starting lineup is really, really, really
good.
phenomenal. Gary Trent is a
Dog.
borderline elite
He's
defender
got that dog in him.
and phenomenal shooter, phenomenal catch and shoot shooter, great off the ball
Yep.
movement, Fred VanVleet's as solid as they come as a point guard. He's more than an above average point guard.
Yep.
He's borderline
almost-
elite defensively
yeah.
as well. He's small, but like he got that exactly what I said to Dean last night. They all got that dog in
do.
them.
No, they
And
definitely
that's
do.
when we talked about coaching. That's because Nick Nurse, he has a great system in place, great player development. That's why I trust in the Scotty Barnes second year jump, because they haven't shown any otherwise with the player development there. They
That
still
player
have
development is
OG and OB. Like,
Yep.
we didn't even mention him yet. As solid as they come, great 3-and-D player.
And Precious can honestly surprise a lot.
Yeah, Precious is a
Mhm.
good player.
this year.
Yeah.
Everyone says they need a big just because he's undersized, but I don't know. We see Robert Williams
plays
playing.
He's got good
Yeah, he's
defensive
been
instincts.
solid.
Precious is a
Yeah.
good player.
He plays up to it.
Yeah.
He
Very
does.
athletic.
No,
He
but I
definitely
said
does.
I said the same exact thing as you did, Dean. I said that we're all going to have the Raptors low, and the Raptors are all going to make us look
Looks
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah.
Looks so stupid.
They were
And
the
I knew
5 seed,
that.
and like Dean said, a lot of teams got better in the East, so that's probably what bumped them down for us. But they were the 5 seed last year with the same exact roster, and you got to expect Scotty Barnes to get better. So
I'm
that's what they
genuinely-
did. That's what they did this offseason. Scotty
Yeah.
Barnes takes a jump.
Genuinely
hopefully.
trying to think of who their depth is. I know.
That's
Chris
Malachi
Boucher.
Flynn.
Boucher.
Chris Boucher. Malachi Flynn is their
Banton.
backup point guard. Delano Banton. Yes, Delano Banton. This is bad. Wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like usually I'm good at this.
Me too.
Christian Koloko
Yeah, Otto
from
Porter?
Arizona.
Yeah, they just drafted him. Otto Porter, yes, they signed him this offseason.
Thad
Yes.
Young.
Is that Bo Cruz?
Thaddeus Young
It is
too.
Bo Cruz.
They got Bo Cruz.
Wow, we forgot about Otto
Wow.
Porter and Thaddeus Young being signed to that.
Josh Jackson
Thaddeus was
were-
traded last year.
Josh Jackson.
Kem Birch.
Yes.
Thaddeus Young and Otto Porter are going to play big roles if they're both healthy.
Yeah, we're casuals.
We are
Mhm.
casuals for real. No, that is better depth than we think it is. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 9 deep essentially.
Yeah.
And Malachi
It's
Flynn
kind
hasn't
of
really.
I was
proven
about to say
be
it's
anything.
kind of tragic you don't have a backup guard.
It's
Yeah.
because he looks so sick in off-season runs too, where he's dropping like 60, 70 points. And then he
Malachi?
comes in. Malachi.
Oh, yeah.
Malachi's
Oh, yeah.
a bucket in
He's a
any
bucket.
in any league, but the NBA. Like and I could see him eventually making that jump to just being a good enough backup point guard. But
It's probably like a
That-
mental thing. You can get buckets.
I mean, not really. He's playing
it's
other
kind of a similar
places and-
thing to Peyton Pritchard in a way.
Yeah.
But Pritchard, I think,
Pritchard's
is the
shown
better
more.
player. Yeah, Pritchard has definitely
But
shown
like they're
more,
doing
but-
it against worse competition. So like you're obviously gonna do that.
Yeah, but like
You know?
he's playing in these runs with some NBA players, and he's the one dropping like 50. So like that's
Yeah, I
something.
think
Yeah.
the talent's there. There's something missing.
He was a dog in college.
Peyton
Um,
Pritchard.
Nah,
Oh.
Malachi Flynn.
Well, yeah,
both
Peyton
dogs
too.
in
They were
college,
both
yeah.
dogs in college, though. Yeah, Peyton was averaging like 21 on Oregon. He was the man. Okay, so I think we covered the Raptors there. But yeah, I like I said, I could see them absolutely making a fool out of us. They're probably the one team that I could see making the biggest fool out of us. And then number 9, we have the Bulls with a 9.6, and the highest we had the Bulls was 9
Yeah.
with Ortiz, Dean, and Trunks. The lowest was 11 with Chris.
I wanted to put them lower.
The one Bulls fan.
But
is
yeah, I just
putting
looked
him
at
the
that. That's
lowest.
why
He
that
said he's
shocked
not a
me
Bulls
little.
fan anymore. He said he's a Pistons
No,
fan.
I'm a Bulls fan, but the Bulls
They suck.
stink.
They
the
suck.
Bulls.
I really would have
Uh,
liked to put them higher. After
the
the season
Bulls-
they had.
Again, that
So-
first preseason game, bro, they got smacked.
Are they that bad though?
Preseason
The
don't
Bulls.
matter.
No,
they're not.
They're not that
just
bad.
They're
like-
not.
They're not.
They're
that
just
bad.
missing
not.
Lonzo.
They could mess
Ball.
around and be playoff hawk again.
I'm gonna
They
be
could-
honest though. I think it's kind of crazy that we had in my opinion, the Bulls above the Raptors. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
they're as
crazy.
good as the Raptors.
I think that's crazy.
I really don't.
No,
don't
I
think
thought
that's
about
crazy.
it. Yeah, I was thinking about that one
I
hard.
think so. The Bulls.
Think they
I
can
would
go either
assume
way.
the starting lineup's going to be Io. Io's cool. Io doesn't move anyone. Io's a below average starting point guard, as good as he was for a
Yeah.
second round rookie last year.
As
He's-
of right now, he
in
can
a-
improve a
he
lot.
could.
Yeah, but
I think
as
he
right now
will.
he's a below average starting point guard. Zach LaVine has to stay healthy. Zach LaVine is another guy who just can't stay healthy. It seems he was good last year before he got hurt, then he kind of fell off. DeMar, you have to expect regression with
Yeah,
Are
DeMar.
we
Yeah.
expecting Vooch
What
to
he
be
was doing
better
last
than
year.
last?
Mhm.
I'm expecting Vooch to be better
Hopefully.
than last year.
So then,
I don't
how
know.
do they?
Can't
Gucci
get
Mane
worse.
Season, baby.
Have
Do we
him on
think
my
Patrick
fantasy
Williams takes a slight
No.
jump?
Not at all.
I think he'll be the
Do
same
Do you think
exact
it's the
player.
situation that's holding him
Part
back
of
from
it.
that?
Part of it, yeah. It's hard to make a jump on a team like that. You're not really. He's only going to get his shots within the flow of the offense. They're not
Yeah.
going to ask him to get his own shots. Which
Unless
Is
they'll
there
get
any
hurt.
update on Lonzo?
Lonzo,
He's out for months.
Yeah, I don't know.
Until
Because
don't know
I
if
know the
Zach
last
knew.
time you told me
they said until
was
2023, so January.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, after Christmas, bro.
Lonzo Ball,
Maybe
point guard
Christmas
back in
ball
Chicago,
family.
will now rehab with the team.
I don't know.
Whatever.
No, the Bulls.
I can't rely on Lonzo to play. Like I just can't do it. He's
They
never
might not
healthy
even
anymore.
play all season.
Yeah,
Very
it's-
possible. Completely possible. Yes.
And if
The
you're a young
Bulls-
player, why would you play?
The Bulls, in my opinion, the Bulls get in if Zach LaVine establishes himself as the best player on the team and as the number one option.
I agree.
Because, like I said,
He needs
it's
to.
just DeMar is gonna regress in a way. He's still gonna probably have a great season, but from the season he had last year, he's gonna
definitely
regress.
yeah.
take a step back.
And like the Bulls made the playoffs comfortably, but like DeMar DeRozan was the only reason the Bulls made the playoffs.
Yeah.
The
There's
rest of the
no-
roster was god awful.
He
the
single-handedly
second half of
won
the
them
season.
a lot of games.
Yes.
I
That
don't
might have
see a
been his
world
best
where
season,
they
honestly.
make the playoffs without LaVine showing that he's the best player on the
Yeah.
team.
I agree.
There's
agree.
no way.
Which he's more than capable of.
Yeah.
More than capable of.
They have a decent roster. The two moves that like come to mind immediately, and they're not the biggest moves in the world. They got Drummond as their backup center,
Yeah.
Shout out
which is
Drummond.
probably the best backup center in the league. And then
No, we have that.
yeah, we
talking
do.
about
You're right.
Isaiah
You're right. We'll get to
Hartenstein?
that in a second. And then Goran Dragic, which I'm not really sure how much that moves the needle. But-
I mean, now that they don't have Lonzo, yeah, it does. I think.
I'd rather just play Dalen Terry, honestly, quite frankly.
He's interesting.
Let him develop.
He definitely is
They have
interesting,
Kobe.
but they do have Kobe White.
Gotta
Still.
Yeah.
trade his ass, bro. Please get him off the roster, dude.
It's so crazy because you love.
I
like, you
still
probably
do
still do.
love
Yeah,
Kobe
yeah, yeah.
White.
UNC
Just
guy.
get him off the roster, bro.
You think he
It's
needs a
just
better
not
situation
working.
for him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
change
just
of
not
scenery.
working out, bro.
Change of scenery for Kobe White could be good, but all right.
It sucks that they threw him in the starting point guard role. It's
Yeah,
kind of set him up for
he's
failure.
perfect for 6-man.
Yeah.
Perfect for a 6-man role. Okay, number 8. We have the Homer team. We have the Knicks.
Yay!
So the highest we had them was 6, and that would be you
Yeah, of course.
and me.
Wow.
The lowest we had them was 10. That would
Oh.
be Chris.
Can I just say something?
Go ahead.
So I said on my hot take that I had the Pistons as a top 5 to 6 seed, but I only had them at 7 in here. That's why it's a hot take. I think it's in their range of outcomes, but I didn't think it was the most likely thing. So I just don't want anyone to think
That's
I'm
fair.
No,
crazy.
no, yeah. My thing
I still believe
was-
the hot take could happen, but like also it's not the most likely
Yeah.
scenario.
You know, it's funny you say that because I actually had to I like saw my hot takes and I knew that I had the Knicks as a top 6 and I was like, okay, what was my hot take?
Yeah.
And I believe it, but it was so difficult. And I know it was difficult for you too
Yeah.
to put them over for me. Who'd I have them over? I had them over the Hawks. I don't want to like actually spoil half my
Oh,
rankings.
yeah,
but-
no, don't,
No,
just
you
do the
keep
ones that
going.
we did
Okay,
already.
Okay,
Two of
we
them.
already did the Raptors and the Bulls. I
Yeah.
think they'll be better than the Bulls, but I don't think there's a world. And I have to say, like, part of this is kind of some bullshit. I think that the Raptors are just going to be better than us this year. Like, they have 3 guys that are going to be all stars, and I mean,
Yeah,
maybe we do too. Maybe we do too.
I put the
mean,
Knicks over 2 teams that it was tough for me to do so.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
me
that's
for
the same
sure,
thing with me
yeah,
with the
for
Pistons.
sure.
I didn't even stand on my hot take. Like I had them at 7, and I still had the Pistons over the fucking Cavs.
Yeah.
which is crazy. but, like,
Exactly.
I had to. you know.
We're a little ways
Yeah,
away
yeah,
from
we'll
the
get
Cavs.
to that.
Damn.
We're a little ways away because I definitely want to talk about the Knicks
Yeah.
for a second.
Yeah.
First of all, first preseason game
Oh,
looked fucking amazing. Everything about it looked great.
Yeah.
I like the roster. a
Jalen
lot.
Brunson changes.
He
everything
yes,
for
he
you.
looked really
He
good.
changes the
Him and
entire
RJ.
life for you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I
Him
had
and
a
RJ look
feeling that
great.
him in a situation where he's not the primary scorer, obviously, but in a situation where he could get more shots,
Mhm.
he's going to be so much better.
Yeah.
Like, his fadeaway jumper from mid range is one of the
Oh,
best shots in
it's amazing.
basketball.
It's amazing.
for a 6'1" guard, it's perfect for him. It makes perfect sense that he takes that.
I mean,
shot.
I've been on Jalen. Like I love Jalen Brunson.
Me too.
I was
Out of
on
Villanova,
Jalen Brunson.
bro.
From,
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Villanova was the like. Thank God that dude went to Villanova because that was the perfect school for him to go for the type of game that he plays. Because like Villanova, it's more like the
Yup.
fundamental basketball, the doing everything the right way. that's exactly how the dude plays the game. He's just a perfect point guard, bro. Like,
Yes.
rarely makes mistakes, gets to his spots at ease.
Yep.
Willing playmaker, he's just such a good
He's
player.
decent off the
Yeah.
ball. Like
Great player, dude.
My problem with the
He-
Knicks. I'm sorry, Trunks.
There you go.
My
Yeah.
problem with the Knicks is I feel like this offseason, particularly the draft, was
The
I feel like
draft
they
was
fumbled.
underwhelming.
questionable.
They fumbled
was
it.
bad.
They traded their pick.
Disappointing. Say the
They didn't
least.
trade into the draft after that, into the first round. It was just like I feel like with the team like that's still developing with all the young players, you need to keep adding to it. I feel
It
like
was-
you can't really skip a year of
My
drafting.
thing
It was
is-
tough because I know they tried to. They obviously tried
They
to get
definitely
Ivy,
did try to.
I
but
would've
the
loved
fact
to
that it
have
didn't
Durant.
happen.
they
it's
just didn't want to overpay. You know,
My thing was,
I don't know.
my thing was, if you added another rookie, right, and you already have so many players that should
Mhm.
be getting minutes,
yeah.
do they end up getting minutes?
At this point, I think we're that team that just needs that star player, and adding more young players like that just isn't going to help us. It's just going to confuse
mean,
the team even more
I mean, I don't
could
agree with
add
that.
trade value.
because
Nah, with
Like-
a team that I agree with what Dean said. With a team that young, you have to keep at especially in a draft like the one that just passed. The draft was deep with talent the whole first
Yeah,
round.
I definitely agree with that. I just
Like,
think that
In the
them-
late lottery
they wouldn't be getting
range,
they wouldn't be getting any minutes.
they were
for the most
picking
No.
part.
what 11?
They
no, but
realistically they
still
wouldn't be
would
getting any
just
minutes.
have. What did they get
They
for
could've
their
traded
pick?
down.
Nothing.
They got
They got
protected
off
picks.
Kemba Walker's contract. Congrats.
they did that to sign Jalen Brunson.
They could have bought
That's
out
that's
Kemba.
exactly
No,
what they did. That is exactly
I
what
just
they did.
that's my thing is though.
We couldn't
Yeah, I
because we had to
agree.
sign Brunson.
I think
Get off his money.
to get off Kemba's money, you didn't have to give up a lottery pick.
Yeah, that's
That's
the only
crazy
That
to
was
me.
crazy.
that bothered
That
me.
was crazy.
yeah,
I
I agree.
just
The Knicks
I,
in general had a pretty solid offseason.
we
It's
did.
just I would
fumbled
like
the
it more if
draft.
you just added
Yeah,
right.
I
You
get
had
it.
a first round talent in your lap. You had a lottery pick in your lap.
I
Yeah.
just want to put this out there. I think our backup center is better than our starting center. I think Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be
You're
so
a Mitch hater, dude.
good. I'm
Yeah.
not a Mitch hater. I
No,
just
you
think
are.
Isaiah
You are.
Hartenstein
You
is
are.
a really
You
good
are.
player.
You're we're all
Isaiah
saying
Hartenstein,
it.
no, Isaiah Hartenstein is a very good
Mitchell
player,
Robinson
and
getting paid $15 million a year is not a bad deal.
it is a bad
It's
deal.
not a
it's
bad
not.
but
deal.
whatever. Isaiah Hartenstein making half that is going to be a better player than Mitchell Robinson.
We haven't
this
seen
season.
it.
We've seen flashes actually.
Okay, but we
Uh,
haven't seen it.
Nah, he looked
in
really
the
good.
You're gonna
in the
see a lot of
in the
him.
preseason game. If he's pulling threes like he was,
You're going to see a lot of him
I
running
hope
the
he's better.
offense
I don't know.
from the elbows, the high post, possibly even the low post.
We've seen the best that we've seen out of Mitch.
He's
like
a
that, he's
very-
already
exactly.
peaked.
We haven't.
I get
seen-
it.
We don't know what we could see
I
out of
understand what you're
Hartenstein because
saying.
of the other parts of his game. He's actually one of the best rim protectors in the league because he's always positionally correct on defense. He's a very good passer for a big man, which he was the understudy of Nikola Jokic a few years ago. He's a good basketball player, and I think it was probably one of the most underrated signings in the offseason. And him being good at defense will make him find the court, especially with Tom
Yeah.
Thibodeau. So
He's good for like 15, 20 minutes a game. He's
Mhm.
not better than Mitchell Robinson.
No.
No.
I don't know, man.
um,
I don't know, man.
His
I
game's
just
more well-rounded, but overall, as a basketball player, he's not better.
No.
He doesn't provide more value.
Side
than Mitchell
note:
Robinson.
RJ looked great.
yeah, the start of the game I was a little worried
I mean,
because
if
he
he's
wasn't really
keeping-
he wasn't involved in the offense too much, but eventually picked up.
If
And
he
Julius
stays shooting
Randle looked
efficiently,
more comfortable.
Yeah, they
For
all
sure.
looked good. You know,
So
I'm just praying that Reddish gets his chance this season. It sucks he got hurt this
that
first
is
game
ass.
Oh, Reddish?
because
got
this
hurt first
preseason is supposed to be
preseason
big
game.
for him. Like,
Earn minutes.
yeah, he was the first off the bench. That shocked me honestly.
I really want that.
Um,
Was surprising,
Grimes was hurt.
Rocket
That's
number
probably
0.
why, but
but still,
yeah.
it was showing that he was probably going to get some minutes this season.
hmm
And
I definitely think if he's given a chance, he'll show that he belongs. You know.
in the rotation at the
Yeah.
least, yeah. I think having Quentin Grimes, I want him to start. I said this in the past. I want him to start over Fournier. I think Fournier as like kind of a 6-man role for him to just catch fire would be perfect, especially with Grimes starting next to Brunson and bringing the defensive intensity.
Yeah.
I think it works better,
Obi.
but I hope he has a big season, man.
Bro,
I
those
really
last
do.
2 games of the season were so cool. Where
Oh
he dropped
my God.
30 and 40.
Yeah,
Bro, he
it
went
was
crazy.
unbelievable.
Bro. I loved it.
Yeah.
Quickly and Rose are going to be a good duo off the bench.
Mhm.
As long as
Rose
Derrick
is a
Rose can stay
huge
healthy,
piece.
looks like
I
he's
think
in
he was
great
a-
shape.
That was a big reason why we lost so many games last year because
It
Rose
was.
was
Oh,
at,
for
what,
sure.
50 games.
Said he's in the
missed?
best shape since his rookie season.
hmm
Or his MVP season or whatever. I'm just praying for that guy to stay healthy. Everyone's rooting for Derrick
Yeah, shout
Rose.
out Derrick
Imagine
Rose.
Derrick Rose comes out
Everybody is
dunking on
rooting
people.
for Derrick Rose.
Bro,
That'd
we
be
need to win a ring with
insane.
Derrick Rose.
We need to someone needs to get D Rose a ring.
We need to
Someone.
do that. We need to sign Melo. He's not on a team yet.
I don't think we need to.
I don't
sign
think we
Melo.
need
We need to sign him, and we
I
need
don't
to win a
think
ring
that's not
now.
necessary.
Why not sign him for
Yeah.
the league minimum?
No, I mean for the league minimum.
But he's not
He'd be
even
a good
going to
fit.
have a rotation spot.
I think he would.
Why would he sign with
He'd
the
play
Knicks, bro? He's
Why
gonna
not
Some
sign with
minutes
the
a game.
Knicks?
He would
What?
definitely play.
Why not sign with the Knicks?
because he wants to go get a championship. He's not gonna win that here.
What if he's the missing piece?
What if he does win a championship here? All right, enough about the Knicks. We talked about that for a while. The number 7 team, and this was very low for this team, especially after being in the conference finals last year, the Heat with a 6.8. The highest they were. We didn't even have – nobody had them in the top 5. Chris, Ortiz, and Dean had them at 6. And then me and Trunks had them all the way down at 8. And I said this with the Raptors, and I'll say this with the Heat. They're probably going to finish above the Knicks in the standings, but I had to honor my hot take, so I did it, and I put them at 6. But the Heat, I could see a fall off. I definitely can see them not being nearly as good as they were last year or the past few years. But I think all of that changes with one move, and I think that one move is Jay Crowder. I
Yo,
think he changes life for them.
Yeah.
And if they get him, he's arguably a top 5 seed. Oh, there's the
Video
video, of
came
Draymond
out.
Green
It came
punching
out.
him. No
Yeah.
way.
Video
Yo,
came out of Draymond.
no
punching him.
way.
I was watching it before.
Yo, I gotta see that. Swing
Yeah.
that phone over.
Oh my
here.
God. Yo,
I
how
should have
long
it
is
on
this
my
I haven't
video?
seen it yet.
It's like 40 seconds.
So the Heat,
Ah,
like we've said on
Yes,
previous
we
shows, the Heat didn't get better while other teams in the Eastern Conference got better.
Snuffed his shit.
Holy
Snuffed
shit!
his shit.
Oh!
Snuffed his shit.
Holy shit!
Snuffed his shit.
Draymond.
Yo.
Snuffed his shit.
Yo.
Nah, Draymond got in his face though.
Yo.
Draymond got in his face.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Nah,
Wow.
yeah. Draymond snuffed his ass.
Bro, he threw a haymaker at
I
him,
was
bro.
I was sitting
Fuck.
here watching. I was like, oh, you guys talking about
That's
this?
your
I
leader?
saw it. I was like,
That's your fucking leader.
Yeah, it's
Bro.
bad.
Bro, oh my God. Yo,
I wonder what
here's
he
my
said.
thing. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Draymond Green's in the wrong, no matter what. But Jordan Poole, I could absolutely see that he was acting fucking crazy.
Why?
this
Because he had the
offseason, for sure.
baddie sitting courtside.
Bro, he seems like the type of dude.
Why? You don't
No
know him.
disrespect.
You've met
professionally,
Jordan.
bro.
I
Stop
know.
it.
No
Stop.
disrespect.
Don't say anything.
No
bro.
disrespect.
You don't know
No
him, bro.
disrespect. I said Draymond Green is at fault here, no matter what.
How do you know
Because you
Draymond's
don't
not,
throw a
not
fucking punch.
asshole?
Because we've seen
'Cause he
every
knows
other teammate
Draymond.
he's ever had saying
Yeah.
that
They're good
he-
friends.
saying that he's a great fucking teammate. And I'm not saying anything about Jordan Poole. I get it. But money could change a person, especially when you know you're about to get that bag. And I'm not putting it out of the question that
I'm
Jordan
sure
Poole
they
could
were
be
both
acting
in the
different.
wrong.
Bro,
but
if I'm about to
yeah.
make
I mean,
25
there
million a
was
year,
obviously
I'm
something
acting
happening.
different.
We're not
I
ESPN.
don't- I don't- I
we
don't
don't need to
agree with
fucking
that.
talk about this
I don't
shit.
agree.
Who
I don't.
cares
First
what
of all, I don't
happened?
agree with that. I don't agree with
We
the
don't
fact
know.
that
We weren't
just
there.
because you're about to make $25 million, your
I wasn't
personality's
there.
got to change. That's fucking
Yeah.
false, bro.
I'm acting wild, bro.
Money does make people change for sure, but to change your entire character, like I'm not saying Jordan Poole did that. I'm saying just you in general. Like
I'm
I'm gonna act
I
different.
mean, I'm just playing.
Like fuck
Nah.
that.
Jordan
Nah,
Poole got
you're
the
a dick.
baddie
Fuck
sitting
that.
courtside.
Come
bro.
on.
You let the baddie sing.
Like fuck that shit,
Mhm.
bro. Money shouldn't change anybody. Be
Nah.
yourself. Like
yeah, be humble.
Bro.
How did
Russell
he,
Wilson.
How did he get here?
Russell Wilson didn't have any baddies sitting courtside.
No.
Courtside.
Clearly.
Bro.
Courtside.
My boy
Anyways,
ass.
I better not see him say "Let's ride" anymore, bro.
let Russ
Yeah.
mid.
We didn't talk about that, did we?
Broncos
There's
third
nothing-
world
yeah, there's
country.
I don't even
nothing
want
That's
to
it.
talk about it.
Broncos third world
Yo,
countries. Don't think
These
it's
fucking primetime games have been so trash.
Amazon.
I
mean, yeah, I
was about to say, I
$11
feel
billion
bad for Jeff
for
Bezos,
nothing.
bro.
Jeff Bezos paid all that money
Yeah.
for fucking nothing
Yeah.
to
worst
get this
games ever.
bullshit. To see Tua get fucking concussed and not be able to walk.
If I'm paying $11 billion, I'm getting a written contract from the NFL that I'm getting the top 2 teams in the league every fucking week.
I just don't. First of all, I just don't like Thursday night games in general. I think they're pointless because it's a short week, and in the NFL, when your
Statistically,
body
there's
is
more
getting,
injuries. on
Yes, there
Thursdays.
is.
Yeah.
and your body's getting beaten up on Sunday, and then you're going to play 4 days later without much practice. I don't like that. I think it's a terrible thing. I wish they'd move.
It
the
is
Thursday
good
night
for
games.
the teams that are playing for the following week that they get the extra few days of rest.
Sure,
That's the
but
only
on that
benefit.
short week, that is gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Fuck football. Fuck
Make it
Thursday
like
night
on Friday
football.
or
We'll have
something.
nothing to say next week either. It's Commanders at
Oh
Bears.
my god,
another
it's the
fucking
worst
shit
game
game.
ever,
Oh my
bro.
That's
God.
actually the worst game
Yeah,
of the NFL season.
fuck football.
Oh, it's gonna be
So
disgusting.
the Heat their roster kind of stayed similar. They lost PJ Tucker, which is huge for them. They have a gaping hole at the 4. Who knows who's going to start for them? Markieff Morris, Cody Martin.
Keeping hole.
Markieff Morris isn't even on the team anymore.
Oh,
He's on the
who's
Nets.
on
He's
Hit the
apparently
butt.
the Nets center now.
Yeah.
But
They have a gaping hole. They do. They have no one to play the 4.
I just think I think they're gonna run a lineup where it's Lowry, it's Oladipo. I think Cody Martin will start, and then Jimmy Butler will play the 4. I think it'll be
yeah.
Butler and Bam as the 4 and the 5. So I don't really. It shouldn't be as
Mel made a pretty good
gaping
point
of a
in the
hole.
chat.
What
What do you
happened?
say?
He said Knicks should sign Landry Fields.
Absolutely.
I also
Nice.
think that he could
Completely.
be
I think
a better
that is a very
playoff
good
team.
signing.
Yo,
He
like,
could
Shout
be
out.
Yo,
Bro.
shout out Melfi for
Yeah,
pulling
word.
up,
Thank
bro.
you, bro.
Shout out.
Appreciate
What's up,
that.
Melf?
Yo, who's been
Bro.
texting? The chat looks like it's live.
I know. I'm gonna read.
looks
I
like
was
it's
trying to
one
read it from
person.
here and I couldn't. I honestly.
Yeah,
just,
we can't see the computer right now.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't. So just for you guys watching, typically the computer.
Hey.
Go ahead,
Oh
Chris.
shit.
Typically the computer would be in front of us, but
Hello?
someone walked in front of the wire.
Who's this?
This is Eric. Is this Matt Sullivan's podcast?
Who is
Yeah,
this?
this is Matt Sullivan's podcast.
It's not Matt Sullivan's podcast. It's all of our podcasts.
Can I call in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You're on.
You're on-
You're
You're,
live on
you're
air.
live, bro.
I'm live right now.
Yeah.
I don't hear me on the podcast.
Put it close. You're on the
You're
mic,
literally
bro.
on
I
the
promise you,
mic.
you're on the mic.
Okay. Well, it's your boy, and I just want Sullivan's opinion on the Giants' season this year.
Okay.
Yo, wait, is this Eric Wise?
Yes, sir.
What up, Eric?
What up? I was like, laugh.
Yo, I love you, Eric.
I can tell from your
Um,
voice.
Yo, with all due respect, I love you, Eric. This is also everybody else's podcast too. But if
well,
we,
I just,
You're the big Giants
just
guy.
I am the biggest
I
Giant guy,
want
yeah,
to
for
get
sure.
the- I can't hear myself on the thing. That's why I was a little confused at first. But
you really can't hear yourself right
that
now.
I'm live right now, like this is legit stuff right here, man.
Okay, if you guys can't hear what he's saying right now, he asked me for my opinion on the Giants season. Appreciate you, Eric. You're the fucking man. I love you. But okay, so Giants season real quick before we get into these, finish up with these Eastern Conference rankings. Okay, so 3-1, right? Probably the most fluke 3-1 start to a season I think we could have ever seen. But probably should have been 4-0. Got to beat Cooper Rush. Micah Parsons destroyed us. Whatever. DeMarcus Lawrence, same thing.
Cooper Rush is that guy.
Okay, the defense has been far better than I even expected they would have been. Wink Martindale is the right guy, defensive coordinator. Brian Dable has a set of fucking balls. I love that man. Their future is bright. I think they're going to fall off very soon. Their toughest part of the schedule is probably coming up right about now, starting with the Packers, who are also a fluke team. But I think we lose to the Packers. I think it starts a little bit of a losing streak. We maybe get a few more wins the rest of the season. I kind of want Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. I'm really hoping for that. And I think the rest of the season we finish probably like 6-11, which I'm happy with because that's more than I expected. So
I think it's very impressive to start off 3-1, considering the lack of playmakers you have.
I'm surprised you're
God,
saying
bro.
they finished 6-11. Being a Giant fan with starting 3-1, I think they have the opportunity to win 8 fucking games this year.
Their schedule's light for sure, but now we get into the tough part of it. And I truly don't think they're a good team. They're not a well put together team at the moment. Dave Gettleman kind of destroyed this whole thing. It's terrible. It looks bad. And especially with Sterling Shepard tearing his ACL, he's out for the season. Kenny Galladay is
What is this?
a fucking negative
He's
and
hurt
the biggest contract. Yeah, I know. He's not even playing this next game. Neither is Richie James. No, Kadarius Toney is not playing. Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay are not playing. Don't know when Kadarius Toney's ever going to see the field. The dude is never healthy. And then not to mention that our number
Wandell's
one
hurt.
receiver, Wandell might be playing this week actually. And Richie James is going to be our number one receiver. David Sills is our only other healthy receiver right now. It's the
tough
most
going on.
underwhelming set of weapons I think I've ever seen. So
I got one more question, and then I'm going to get out of your guys' hair.
I love you, Eric. What's up?
I want to know, do you guys think that the Giants are going to be able to pick up Lamar Jackson? Would you like I mean, I heard we got the cap space for him.
We
I
do.
don't
That's
know.
not
What's your
happening.
thoughts on that?
Okay. So first of all, as a Giant fan, if that happened, I think I'd literally bust a nut everywhere.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Me
you
and
could,
you both.
yeah, bro. I'd love to have Lamar. Probably the most criminally underrated passer in the entire league right now, aside from Jared Goff. And
Shout out Jared Goff.
yeah,
bro.
word, man. But Lamar Jackson, stay focused. Stay focused on that
Word,
one.
man.
I think it's definitely a possibility, but the difference is I don't think our roster is going to be good enough next year to where he's going to want to come to the team. But like, if you give him the bag, you give him the bag. It's just scary in the way of the fact that we have so many guys to re-sign right now. So we might not even end up having the full cap space that we want. But you move heaven and earth to get a guy like Lamar Jackson if it's at all possible. I think it is a possibility. I don't think it's a big possibility. And I'm not sure that he makes us next season a championship contender. But if you draft right 2 seasons from now, if you have Lamar Jackson, you're a championship contender. So that's what I got on that. I think it's a possibility, not a big possibility, probably like 5 to 10% there. So that's what I got on that one.
So we have
All right,
a
well,
we have a
you
couple
guys are
YouTube
doing
comments.
your thing. The show is fucking legit. I love you guys, man.
Thanks,
All right,
Eric.
thank
I'll
you,
be
bro.
listening.
Really appreciate
And
that.
thanks for taking my call, guys. All right.
Love you,
course.
Eric. Thank you,
Anytime.
bro.
So we got Lil Nick in here.
What's
too.
Lil Nick say?
Lil Nick said, "I just want to know why the Nets are so bad."
The Nets?
Oh,
We didn't get
Oh,
to
they
them yet.
lost their
Yo,
preseason
we didn't.
game
We
last
gotta. We
night,
gotta
bro.
We'll
move
talk.
this.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we definitely will.
We also got another
move this,
comment
yeah.
from
Yeah,
from,
we gotta move this.
from someone random saying the Knicks are going to be the worst team in basketball. The ghost of
Yo.
Melo Anthony is going to continue to haunt them.
Yeah, I actually have it
I don't
pinned
know
on the
who that
stream
is.
right now. I have it pinned.
I don't
Who
know
said
who
it?
that.
What's the name?
I don't know who that is, bro.
Let me see.
But
For John Scotto. I love you, Scotto. That man hit the greatest shot I think I've ever seen in my entire
John
life.
Scotto, bro. I remember that, bro.
On my
Shout
birthday.
out
On
to
his
you,
on my
birthday.
fucking birthday,
JCC.
bro.
Shout out to you, John Scotto.
Knicks are going to be the worst team in basketball. The ghost of Carmelo Anthony is going to continue to haunt them.
unfortunately,
Inside. Is
I
it?
can't disagree with that take.
Who is this? No,
I
don't.
disagree with the
I don't
worst team
know
in
who it is
basketball,
either.
but the ghost of Carmelo Anthony.
Yo,
still definitely
grin
haunts
aside,
us.
if you're still in this, give us a call, bro. Please. I'd love to know
Yeah,
who it
talk your
actually
shit.
is. Yeah, please do talk your shit.
All right. Anyway, so
okay,
the
yeah.
Heat,
The
the
Heat.
Heat could go on and surprise us because the Heat have shown us that they are an elite team that can make deep playoff runs. I just expect them to have a lackluster regular season.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
I think the depth is obviously lacking because, like we said, there's no PJ Tucker, so you have to move someone from the bench into the starting lineup, which obviously decreases depth. That's logic, just logic.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler has shown that he doesn't really give a fuck about the regular season.
Yep.
He's like
Everyone's
LeBron.
expecting this big jump from Bam Adebayo. I really don't see it. That's why I have them. If Bam does make this said jump, I could see them easily being a top forward, even repeating as a 1 seed.
Absolutely.
If Bam makes the jump, I have them at 6, and I think the roster for the regular season is just not as good as the
Well,
teams.
Duncan
I have
Robinson
above
also wasn't good in his
No,
role.
Duncan
last
Robinson
I
season
think
didn't
the
either.
play.
jump
Yeah.
for Bam is Max Strus took over that role. He's
Yeah.
great.
them. Oh yeah, shout out
Um,
Max Strus, bro.
Bam,
Good
the
player.
jump
Max Strus is a
is
good guy.
lead that fucking team in scoring.
Yeah, I was about to
Period.
say.
Lead that
I
team
think
in
this is the
scoring.
year he finally starts.
And
taking
I'm not
jumpers.
talking about like 22 because Jimmy takes a step back. I'm talking average 25 a game because you're capable of doing it. Like you have a jump shot. You don't shoot threes ever, even
Yeah.
when you're open. Start shooting a few of them. Jimmy Butler's been saying that forever. He's like, Bam needs to shoot some
Shooting them in
fucking threes.
preseason, so maybe.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
But a lot of
He
guys
took
shoot him in
one, yeah.
fucking preseason. So I'm not going to take that for anything. He's been a good shooter since college. He just doesn't shoot him. So I mean, look, it literally all comes down to Bam. Is Bam going to take that jump? Because in a similar sense of obviously they're not on this level, but Anthony Davis and LeBron James, where we want Anthony Davis to take that jump and be the best player on the team in the regular season, I want to see that out of Bam. And if Bam takes that jump, this is a top 3 team in the East. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So we'll move on from them. Number 6, we have the Cavs. And I felt like this was slightly low for the Cavs with a 6.4 overall. Highest we had them was 5, us 2. The lowest we had them was 8. That was you. And simply put, I could see the Cavs, another team, being even higher.
All these teams that are coming up could be literally the 1 seed.
I say,
my
I
opinion.
say,
from
like,
7 to 1
The
for
East
our
is
list.
very competitive, top to bottom.
I don't think the Cavs are in that conversation.
I don't think Cavs in the conversation
see
either.
them being
That's
in
why
the
I had them at
conversation,
7.
though.
I
I don't
could
see them in the
Donovan
conversation
moving
as
the needle.
my top
Okay, so the
my
Cavs.
top 6 seeds. I don't see
I
them.
could see them going crazy in the regular
say
season.
The problem with the
Yeah.
Cavs,
Cavs. I have the
is their-
Cavs. Go ahead.
Sorry, defense in the front court.
Yes.
Mhm.
I have the backcourt.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I have the Cavs at 8. Like Dean said, the defense in the backcourt is very questionable. Donovan and Darius Garland. I also don't know how Donovan and Darius Garland fit necessarily on offense. I have to see it to believe. I could, like you said, they could finish higher. To me, I just don't, especially in the first year. I just don't think it's. This isn't this year.
Yeah.
Their year.
I agree.
Donovan has shown that he's a very ball dominant player, as obviously is Darius Garland. I think Darius Garland is probably the better player in my opinion. Slightly, I just think that
Garland better than Donovan.
Obviously Donovan's done more, but if I'm starting a team today, I'd rather have Darius Garland than Donovan Mitchell, in my personal opinion, to be my
I like
lead
that.
guard.
Strictly
I
like
like
playmaking, I guess.
No,
Yeah.
he's saying overall, you just take.
Like
Donovan.
I've said, I value a
Darius
guy
over
who could
Donovan.
really run an offense, and Darius Garland to me has shown more ability to run an offense and get everyone else involved and make everyone else better.
I agree with that.
With
understand.
similar scoring talent. Obviously, Donovan's a better scorer, but like I said, I just see the fit between them being kind of questionable. I think you have a hole at the 3 if Isaac Okoro is your starter. I think they're going to benefit by sometime in the season starting Karis LeVert at the 3. I think
Here's
they
my thing,
started
here's
him
my
at the
thing.
3 in the preseason.
So I'll put it like this. I feel you on that one, but I think Isaac Okoro just needs to do, like you say with say Killian Hayes. He needs to do the bare minimum. All you're asking out of Isaac Okoro is maybe hit an occasional corner 3 while he's wide open, because those two are going to generate so many open shots for him, and then play elite defense, which he's more than capable of. So I think Isaac Okoro will accomplish that role, and he'll be valuable in that role. We'll see from there, but I definitely think he's someone that is perfect for that starting lineup. I think that's exactly what they needed next to Donovan and Darius. But
I just think
I get
he's
it.
very mid. Also,
he is.
I question the fit between Evan Mobley and Jared Allen last season. Obviously, they proved me wrong, but I still long-term and winning playoff basketball and being a really, really, really good team. Because we got to remember, the Cavs did miss the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were a top 8 seed, but they
They
didn't
got
get
very
in.
unlucky.
Yeah, they
to be fair.
missed the playoff. They were injured towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think Evan Mobley is a 5. That's just how I see him. I just think
Mhm.
he's
Yeah,
better
Jared Allen
off at
doesn't
the
stick
5.
around there. Too long, too much longer.
And I think we all expect Evan Mobley to make this big jump. Obviously, he's shown it on defense already, but we expect him to make an offensive jump. How are you going to make an offensive jump when you're adding another guy who's going to get 20 to 25 shots a game? So I think Evan Mobley doesn't make the jump that we expect him to make. I think he makes the jump long term in his career for sure, but in the second year, I just don't see it.
I don't know if this is bold, but I think that he averages more shots than Garland.
I think that's super
Who's
bold.
that, Evan?
Yeah. I think that's super bold. Not this year.
That's definitely
Not
bold
after
right
the year
now.
Darius Garland just
No.
had.
Yeah.
And Darius Garland's just playing a position that he has the ball
Well,
more.
Darius is gonna definitely lose shots.
He's gonna lose
Obviously,
shots.
yeah.
Everyone's
Everyone's
gonna
gonna
lose
lose shots,
will, yeah.
especially Mobley. I feel like Mobley's gonna lose.
You trade for Donovan
don't
Mitchell to
think so.
lead
I don't
you in
think-
shots.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I don't think Mobley
that's-
leads the team in shots.
Mobley
no, he
Mobley
doesn't.
plays his game
No.
through the
Through the
flow of the offense. Yeah.
Yes, and I think
And
lot
that's
of
a
what
jump
they'll-
we want him to make, is him getting his own shots, which I just don't see that happening with the 2 ball dominant guards. And also, like Karis LeVert, when Karis LeVert comes into the game, he's another guy who's going to dominate the ball. He gets his buckets and ISO. He handles the ball. I just can't see Evan Mobley really making that huge of a jump offensively with the current
That's
roster.
fair.
In the future, I see it. I love Evan Mobley as a prospect. I just don't see it this year. I just don't see it coming together for them this year where they really make a huge jump for me in the seeding.
Yeah, I mean the highest
fair.
we had them was 5, so
Yeah.
it's not like we put them crazy high.
No.
The top 5 was not consensus, but it was kind of close.
It's all the same
except
teams.
for one team,
Oh.
and that one team, segue,
Oh.
is the Hawks with a 5.4. They're the 5 seed in our consensus rankings. The highest we had them, 2 people had them at 4, Chris and Trincali sitting next to each other,
Yes, sir.
and then 2 people had them at 7. 2 people sitting next to each other, me and Dean.
Oh my
so,
God.
I had him at 5.
Yeah, you had them at a decent spot. Me and Dean had them lower. It
I
was
had them low
very
because
hard
of the
for
teams
me.
I wanted to fit in the top.
Yes, I do think I could absolutely see them. I can absolutely see them being a top 5 seed.
Continue.
Is sad piano done?
No. Continue.
So I definitely could see them being a top 5 seed, and I could see them being better than the Cavs and obviously better than the Knicks. But I felt like there's more firepower on the Cavs and arguably more defensive potential. But I think the Hawks will be a very good team. I think they'll be one of those teams that if you play them in the first round, even if you're a high seed, that's a matchup you do not want at all.
No.
So that'll
Yeah.
be very interesting. I
So,
like that team a lot.
I was watching their
Thanks,
first
Tom.
preseason game yesterday in class.
Shout out, Tom.
Bro,
Love you,
Trey
Tom.
Young and DeJounte went crazy
Yeah, they looked
yesterday
really good.
against the Bucks. They
They
went
looked really good.
crazy.
Did
The
anyone play for the
Hawks-
Bucks?
Yeah. They all played.
Yeah.
Except for Middleton, he's still
Yeah.
hurt, right?
So the Hawks, I feel about the Hawks exactly how I feel about the Pistons, but even stronger. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't even have the Hawks as a hot take. But the Hawks, I firmly believe Trey Young could go out and win an MVP.
Mhm.
The Hawks roster fits very well together. The DeJounte acquisition is huge. I like
So
the
perfect for them.
DeJounte trade more than the Donovan Mitchell trade.
Light years.
In terms
Like,
of fit,
yeah.
Light years.
I think
That's such a better vertical
I think
trade.
DeJounte Murray
Yes,
just
I
does
agree.
That's a better vertical trade.
It fits
is exactly
better,
what
yeah.
Trey Young needed. He's gonna obviously be elite defensively. That was probably the Hawks' biggest question mark was perimeter defense, and you get one of the best perimeter defenders, point of attack defenders in the league. Trey Young, we've all said, is ball dominant, doesn't do anything without the ball. That's partially because he hasn't had a secondary ball
And
handler.
here you go.
Look at what Luka did last year with Jalen Brunson as a secondary ball handler.
Yeah.
So you expect similar
like
things.
what
and
RJ's going to do this year.
Yes, sir.
and ideally, you expect DeJounte Murray to be better than Jalen Brunson at being a second ball handler. DeJounte Murray was absolutely incredible last year.
He really
He
was.
really was.
He really didn't have anyone on his team, so it's like
The
who
only
else was going
question
to do
mark with
anything?
him is his off-ball shooting. Is it going to be improved enough to where he's respectable, or is he once again going to be a negative from three-point range? That's the biggest
I
question.
think he'll
with
never be a
DeJounte.
good 3-point shooter. I think
His jumper's
Yeah.
very weird.
I think you could live with it though. He's a great mid-range scorer. He
He is
gets
a
to the
very good
basket well.
mid-range
He's a great playmaker. He's just gonna do the little things kind of, and if he makes a three here and there, great. If he doesn't, I'm sure he'll
He's
still be
bringing it
great.
everywhere else.
You have a
yeah.
really solid front court. John Collins is so disrespected as an
Criminally
NBA
underrated,
player.
yes.
John
Criminally
Collins
underrated.
is phenomenal.
To have him as your
especially-
third option
Yeah.
now, yeah.
yeah, it helps.
Mhm.
It helps a ton having the just plugging in a second option. Now you move Bogey, right? Is he Bogey? This Bogdanovich?
Bogdan.
Bogdan as a
Bogdan.
six-man is
Right. You move him
beautiful.
down to the six man.
Beautiful.
That's phenomenal.
I think
You still have Aaron Holiday as a backup guard.
there's
Cool.
a little
Frank
bit of,
Kaminsky.
and I still think there's a little bit of potential there that we could see out of DeAndre Hunter. I think there's something in there.
Not even that. I think he's
that
gonna have
will
a good
bring
year.
it. He will, but he can't stay healthy. That's another issue with him.
Yeah.
I think there's a step there where he could become the third option on that team.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then John
See-
Collins being your fourth is unbelievable.
That's why, I think the Hawks and the Cavs are in a similar tier
They are.
probably, and especially because they made very similar offseason moves. I think the having DeAndre Hunter as opposed to Isaac Okoro is
Mhm.
insanely.
what did they
different.
trade Herter for?
I don't know.
Was it players?
I don't.
Because I know they traded Herter to the Kings, but I don't remember what it was for. Because if
Justin Holiday, Mo Harkless, and a future
Justin
first-round
Holiday is a
pick.
good rotation player there,
Yeah.
another defensive-minded wing. I think that's a very good fit there.
You still have Onyeka as a backup big. Onyeka
Yep.
was very good for them.
Very
last
good
year.
for them. Yes,
There's
absolutely.
Jarrett
Capella,
Culver.
There's
Capella,
Jarrett
if he
Culver.
can stay healthy now, also a very good. He's a good starting big man.
Jarrett Culver.
Jarrett Culver is.
I just expect the
crazy
Hawks. I
valuable
expect everyone
plus.
to make a jump. I see Trey Young potentially. Trey Young, the counting stats might take a hit back, but production and overall impact, I see Trey Young could take
Yeah.
another jump this year.
for sure.
I think DeJounte is obviously I think he's just going to be spectacular for them. Again, another guy the counting stats could go down with the impact that he's going to have. John Collins, again, like we said, as a third option, I think his job gets easier.
It does.
Clint Capella hopefully stays healthier this year. Clint Capella wasn't that good last year, but he was very injured last
He
year.
was
so-
better as he
yeah.
got healthy throughout the
Yes.
season. He definitely
Yeah.
improved throughout the season as he got healthier.
Trey Young winning MVP was my sixth hot take. I guess it's not really a hot take though. That's why I didn't
Yeah.
really include it.
We had
But-
them
Week
low,
late.
though.
But I could see him dropping like 30 and 10 without being a defensive liability because I could just hide him now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
I agree. I just
I like the Hawks, and I like the Hawks as a playoff team. I I think Trae Young could
Mhm.
win you playoff
Yeah.
games. I think
He's
the
already
Hawks.
proven
Yeah, I
it.
think the
Yeah.
Hawks could go on a deep.
He's,
I
he's
really,
unfazed by the pressure.
I really
Yeah.
like the
I
Dejounte
don't know
Murray.
about that one,
he
but-
didn't have a good.
It's not even that he's
Good series this
unfazed. No, he
last-
loves the
He
pressure.
loves the pressure.
No,
He
yeah.
loves it.
He didn't have a
But
great series.
That's the
That-
type of.
I don't even
think
think
the
that
Murray
was
move,
pressure.
The
I don't
pressure's
think the
not
Heat.
the
I don't
problem
think
there.
the Heat series was
They
pressure. It was
destroyed
just
him
yeah. It
because
was,
everyone focused on
Was
him.
who-
Yeah.
who
guard-
That's
who
where
guarded
the
him that
DeJounte
series?
Murray, Victor
Yeah.
Oladipo, I think.
Yeah.
They had PJ Tucker on him a lot
Yeah,
too.
no, they
Yeah.
were switching
The
everything.
LeBron.
They were
Stop.
physical with
Stop,
him. They were
LeBron,
making
please.
life
No.
hell on. It's one of the greatest memes I think I've ever seen in basketball. But yeah, I mean, you had a bunch of different guys that are bigger than Trae Young, stronger than Trae Young, just giving him absolute hell. And now having DeJounte Murray that kind of takes the pressure off him a lot. And you have a secondary guy who you could give the ball to, and you can't exactly focus completely on Trae Young. So I could see them being higher. I had them at 7. It was more so just a shout out to the depth in the East. That's the only reason I had them there. I think literally, as we said, there's 7 teams in the East that can absolutely make a run at the 1 seed,
Yeah.
can be in the conference finals and surprise a lot of people. So,
Yeah, shout out the Hawks. Shout out Trae Young. I hope you guys do well this year.
okay, so
Yeah.
a few of us talked our shit a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was last week about the Celtics possibly dropping down.
Mhm.
But we have them as the overall 4 seed
Yeah.
with a 4.2. And the
dropping down.
highest we had them
It is
at
down.
was 3. That was you. The lowest was 5. And that was you. That was
Yeah,
you two over
That's
there.
dropping down though.
Um,
You know.
It is dropping, but like a top 4 seed in this Eastern Conference is
I
not really
know.
I
a
think if the
drop.
Ime
but-
situation doesn't happen, I think
Well,
they're
Well, it's
2
definitely
to
dropping
3.
from the 1 seed to the 4 seed.
Yeah.
It's
That's
definitely
definitely
were-
a drop.
they were the
from
1 or were
1
they
to
the 2?
4.
Celtics
They
were
were
the
the
1 seed
1.
last
Yeah,
year.
they were the 1 seed last year.
yeah.
No, they were the 2.
Casual.
The Heat were the 1.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the Heat
All
were the 1.
casual. We're all casual.
Yeah.
Moments for
Yeah.
disaster.
So that means dropping 2 spots is really not much. They improved in the offseason still, overall talent wise. If Gallo can get healthy, they're an even better team. Malcolm
Prayers
Brogdon.
out.
Shout out
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
Gallo.
Didn't he tear his ACL?
He's not playing this
Yeah.
year, bro.
He's out for the entire season.
Yeah.
That's
I
why they
thought he
signed
was out
Blake.
until, like,
Casual.
No, he's
right
out.
before the playoffs.
No,
Okay.
he's out for the season.
Wow.
I mean, maybe
well
depending on
soon,
how
maybe
his
well.
Get
recovery
well soon,
goes,
man.
but let's see.
Malcolm Brogdon, elite pickup. We said that.
Good pickup.
Whether he starts or comes off the bench,
We talked about Marcus
Great pickup.
Smart in
Marcus
an
Smart
expanded
is-
role that he took on last season.
yeah, I mean, he
Being
probably
more-
takes a little bit of a step back because
Because
of
of
the
Malcolm,
fact that they
yeah.
got Brogdon.
But it's nice to know that you have a guy that could do.
And Tatum's
those
going to take a
things.
leap as a playmaker. You could see it coming. Jaylen Brown, also a decent playmaker for a wing. Robert Williams, good passer for a big. Al Horford, same thing. They got a lot of playmaking on that team. Malcolm Brogdon kind of brings it all together. I think they're, again, they're a finals threat.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
It's
'cause
wide
they only got
open.
better. It is absolutely wide open. Most wide open the NBA's probably ever been.
It has been for the past few years.
Yeah, I
So,
think
yeah,
the
man.
Celtics. I think everything has to go right for them to be, one
Just
of-
like last year.
yeah, right. And I just don't, especially with the coaching situation, I
Celtics-
just don't see them having. But I could see things going perfect for them throughout the playoffs and them making a finals run 100%. Even with a low seed, they've shown that they can make conference
They got off
finals.
to a really slow start last year, right? People were talking about
They did.
them
They were
being
horrible.
Yeah.
real
They-
bad.
everyone was
Writing
saying
them off.
trade Jaylen Brown.
I changed the
Yeah.
culture for them.
You did.
You
RJ
were
changed
there.
it.
When
oh
they
my
lost,
God, you were
after
at
they
literally
lost.
the
RJ
That was
greatest
the
Barrett-
turning
game.
point in their season, right?
I've been
Yes.
saying
Yeah,
it.
it was.
If they won, RJ deserved a ring because he's the reason.
Yeah, after
lit a
RJ
fire
Barrett
under
hit
them.
that,
RJ hit that game
game
winner.
winner against them, the
Yes.
Celtics blew a
Banged it in.
30-point lead. They
We should
got
have had
their
a
season.
we should have had a banner. at
Shout out the
MSG.
person I went to that game with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was the turning point of their season, obviously. And RJ Barrett was the turning point of their season
Yeah.
by himself.
Let's go, RJ.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Celtics are once again going to be contenders. That's not a question. But aside from that, I mean, there's not much else to say. They were 4 because there's 3 teams that we think are just better for the regular season at the least. So,
Wow.
does anyone else
Logic.
have anything to add
Thanks,
with the
man.
Celtics?
Celtics are mid.
The email thing just puts a question mark on
I agree.
their season.
I
but,
low
you
key
know,
thought
we'll
Brad
see.
Stevens was about to be like, "Nope, I'm coming
He
back."
should have.
This happened last week too, bro.
What are you doing, bro?
Oh no.
What's over there? This happened last week. I don't know how this happens.
You better go get it.
Yeah, just getting it.
The horse's
All right,
name was
anyway,
Friday.
Number anyway, number
out, Todd.
3, we have the Bucks with a 2.4. I was considering putting them below the Celtics because Chris Middleton's going to miss, I think, about a month of the season. The highest we had them was 1. That was you, Trunks. And then the lowest we had them was 3, which was me, Chris, and Ortiz. So, I mean,
Seen
the
you, Adam,
Bucks.
too.
You can't be wrong with any of these teams. The top 3.
No.
So yeah, I didn't have the
This-
Bucks as a 1 or 2 seed because of exactly what you said. Chris
Yeah.
Middleton's not going to be there for the start of the season. The 2
That's-
teams I have above them are going into the season healthier.
Healthy, yeah.
so-
Mhm.
From what it
Bucks
seems,
the Bucks just have the best player in the league. So
Yeah.
They do. But I don't think they care as much
Adam Tokumbu.
about the regular season.
on them talking
I don't think-
getting the soundboard.
Especially, yeah, we should
Okay,
for
get
3.
that.
I just don't think that they're going to care enough about the regular season to have an elite record in the regular season. I think they're going to be one of those teams where it's like, we're championship contenders. We could coast in the regular season, be healthy for the playoffs, and then we turn it up because they're fully capable of that. They obviously, there's not much to say about the Bucks roster. We know what they are.
We know what the Bucks are.
We know what the Bucks
Yeah.
are. Giannis,
Hopefully,
the best
Drew
player in the
Holiday doesn't happen to regress. That's always a fear
Yeah.
of mine. Drew Holiday's getting old.
I think his game is conducive to aging pretty well, though. Aside from maybe his lateral quickness a
I was
little
gonna
bit,
say that.
but
Conducive.
overall his playmaking is very good. That's not really going to change. He doesn't rely on athleticism too much. Not much on offense. He's an elite mid-range shooter. Very good 3-point shooter now. He's crafty around the rim.
Bucks.
Bucks are the Bucks. Yeah,
the Bucks.
There's not really much to say about the
Bucks
Bucks.
do be bucking.
Number 2, we have the Nets, and that leaves obviously
This can
one
go-
team as the number 1.
Well, yeah.
But yeah,
Well, let's talk about
The
the Nets.
Nets.
So-
I put those
2
motherfuckers
2.2
at 4.
overall. I was about to say that. The highest we had them was 1 person had them at 1. That was Chris. And the lowest we had them was 4. And that was you.
They can either be very, very good.
So Ben
Or-
Simmons is
or-
that X factor.
Yeah.
We've
bro.
seen
He looks
Kyrie and
bad.
KD.
He looked
We
horrible.
know
He
what
looked
they could do.
Bad.
Ben
So
Simmons needs to be
Danny
that
boy.
defensive player of the year candidate. He needs to be that playmaker.
Let's bring up the stat line.
Without what he had
Last
4
night.
points and 6 turnovers. 4.6 turnovers.
The
That's
ghost
just
of
not
Trae
good
Young.
enough.
You know, I did.
It's just not.
One of my hot takes was Ben Simmons is going to average a triple-double. I didn't
Yep.
say with what. Actually, I did. I think I said it was points, rebounds, and assists. But it could be points, rebounds, and turnovers. I mean,
Yeah.
Pretty
4
sure you probably
points,
said the
6
exact same
turnovers.
thing last-
I
like,
mean, like,
points,
10
rebounds,
boards.
and assists.
Some
I
boards.
did. No, I
Yeah.
did. That's why
I
said
know
that.
he needs to get back into the swing of things, but like,
Yeah, I think you're
come
gonna
on,
get into
dude.
swing things. And also,
Yeah, it's
Kyrie
taking
didn't
a
play
while.
last night, so that's a ball. Look at their
Yeah.
starting lineup, bro. There was no ball handling.
Yeah.
They're not asking Ben Simmons to be the point guard for them. They have
Who was
Kyrie.
it? KD.
Yeah,
Royce,
but has
Claxton,
Kyrie
and
ever
Kessler
been
Edwards.
like a true, real one?
Yes,
They have no depth.
he's
No, they have
Yeah.
depth. They have some depth.
They
They
have
have Patty
depth.
Mills.
Joe Harrison
They
didn't play.
have,
Seth
Markieff
Curry still
Morris.
unhealthy.
They have
Cam
TJ
Thomas.
Warren.
Oh my God, I forgot about TJ Warren.
I think
too.
the Nets. That's why I had the Nets at 1. The Nets, to me, are the best team in the Eastern Conference, just roster wise. That one, they have arguably the second best player in the conference, and then
They have a bunch of head
Kyrie
pieces.
as the number 2 option is arguably the best number 2 option in the conference,
Yeah.
Yeah.
aside from James Harden.
You could argue he's one of the best in the league.
And then I think TJ Warren's going to help them immensely. Hopefully, he gets
As a
healthy.
sixth
If he
man,
gets
yeah.
healthy, he's going to be very solid for them in a role where he's not looked at to do much.
I mean,
Seth
the last time
Curry-
we saw him, he was getting buckets.
I just think that team has had so many
So-
problems outside of basketball that it's tough to say that they'll be the best team. in
I
the
just
league.
think last
Thing
year
is,
was such
I
an
feel like it's-
anomaly. It's
yeah.
The
just
thing is, if they
like
focus on
COVID's
basketball, it's gonna be
like,
a different story.
you know, you could feel however you want to feel about Kyrie.
I think they're
COVID and
past
having
that.
to get a vaccine is never going to happen again.
Yeah.
Like that's
didn't he
not-
miss a game to like go to a birthday party?
Happy birthday.
Like,
He might have.
yeah.
I think they're past everything.
He
that
also
happened
looked.
last
Dep-
season.
remember, he disappeared last year and then came back and sat at a press conference and looked depressed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like, oh,
Right.
who knows? What
You don't
goes-
really know what he's going through.
Yeah.
You never know. I
No,
think he
My
actually-
thing is,
and
it
I'm not-
seems like
yeah.
everyone understands the assignment there. Like, and my biggest thing with them and why I have them so high is if Kyrie wanted to leave, he could have left. He
Yep.
didn't have to opt in.
Yep.
If KD wanted to leave, he didn't have to sign an extension way back
Well,
when.
he asked to fucking
he
leave.
did ask out,
But now he's there.
But he's
so
there,
like,
I mean,
sucks to
yeah.
suck.
which
Which
he
exactly
played a
sucks to
game
suck.
with the owner and he fucking lost.
Mhm.
Like that was honestly the first time in a long time that we've seen a player not win one of those situations. And that was very good.
He had negative
I,
leverage
I'm all
there.
for
Yeah.
all for players trying to move themselves around, but it was very nice to see, and it's good for the NBA that for once the team actually kind of won.
I don't even think it's that the team won. It's just who the
They
fuck's
just worked it
trading
out.
for Kevin Durant, bro?
Yeah, and KD said it himself.
Like,
How
he
the
knew
fuck you
whole
gonna trade for
time.
me, bro?
Right.
Like, how the fuck you gonna trade for me? It's way too
I think
much.
his more thing was he was trying to make a leverage move and try and put it out there like, yo, like,
I can
we
leave,
need to get this
yeah.
shit
do something,
together or
or I'm
I'm
out.
getting the fuck out of here. And I think everyone gets that. And I think, like I said, I think KD's going to have a great season.
I
Hopefully,
agree.
the biggest thing for me with the Nets isn't even the off the court shit. It's just health at this point.
Staying healthy.
I expect the off the court shit to not be a distraction this year. So it's just about playing games and being healthy. And, you know, maybe they won't be the 1 seed because dudes are going to miss time during the regular season. But hopefully they play enough games this season together that they have some type of chemistry going into the playoffs. And once they get in there, they're going to be a tough out no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. This one, honestly, this next one definitely surprised me the most. Obviously, if you're keeping track, there's only one team left, and that's the 76ers. They had a 1.6. The highest we had them was 1, obviously, me, Ortiz, and Dean.
Yeah.
And then the lowest was surprisingly
I know,
me
'cause I'm, like,
you're
the
the
highest on
highest
them.
one on them.
Just for
You
regular
had them
season.
at 3.
No, I know it's just
Um,
for regular season though.
And
Um,
to put it simply, James Harden.
I think James
looks
Harden plays at
slim,
MVP level.
Looks
Yeah.
great.
James Harden plays at MVP level. this
He
year.
looks healthy. Looks
Mhm.
very healthy. Did you see what Doc Rivers said? He said he wants him to be a scoring Magic Johnson.
yeah. he
And I
can
was
be.
like,
Sure.
he can average 12 assists with this team. Like,
Yeah.
it's more than possible. I mean, that I'm very happy. I hope he's in the best shape that he's been in. I hope that he has a great season because the NBA is just better when James Harden is averaging fucking 35 and 12. But overall, I just thought in terms of regular season, that's a team that is built to win regular season games. Will we see a James Harden choke job in the playoffs? I don't know. Will we see a Joel Embiid getting hurt in the playoffs? I don't know. But as for regular season, if these guys stay healthy, they're the 1 seed. I just think it's that simple.
It's fair.
And Tyrese Maxey, as I said, he's gonna take a jump. I just see it happening. Harden's gonna open up
He's-
everything for him.
He gets a jump shot. Oh, I
Gets
thought
a
you said
jump shot.
Thibault. I thought you said Thibault. My bad.
Oh, no,
PJ
no, no.
Tucker.
Tyrese Maxey. I was like, he
PJ.
I
shot
know.
like
I thought you
43%
said
from
Thibault.
3 last year.
I was
So
half
much
listening.
needed
My bad.
defense at the 4 position for them. That was a fire.
But yeah,
pickup.
Maxey looks really good.
Maxey's
Yeah,
great, bro.
yeah.
Efficient ass
Still
scorer.
Tobias.
Yo,
that
me
team's so
and
deep.
Ortiz were speaking in the car on the way here. Who would you rather have, Bojan Bogdanovic or Tobias Harris
Probably still
Think
Tobias.
about it.
Depends on the situation.
on the
That's what I
Philadelphia
said, yeah.
76ers?
Same contract.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bojan.
I agree.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
He's just
saying.
the better
Yeah.
off-ball shooter.
If I'm a tanking team and I want to win, not tanking, but like I'm a bad team that wants to win some games, Tobias. You know, I think he gets you more wins.
I think if he's the third option on a team,
Yeah.
where he's
That's what I
getting the
mean.
ball a bit.
How would you rather Bojan,
It's-
but Tobias gets you more wins? That doesn't make sense.
if
You could
you're a
absolutely
good
rather
team,
If you're
player
giving
than
Tobias a
Bogdanovic.
larger role, you'd rather, like, if you're giving said player a larger
it's like Russell
role,
Westbrook.
like a second or third option role, you'd rather Tobias. But I mean, in my opinion, I'd rather Bojan no matter what. I think he's just a better player. Now that I think about it, I think,
Consistency is key. That's all it comes
and
down
he's
to at the end
shown
of the
he
day.
could score in a way where, like, obviously he's older now and lost his step, but like when he was in Indiana, he was
And even
he was
Utah
scoring like
for a season. I think he
Yeah.
averaged like 18 or 19.
Yeah,
for
like,
one
he
season
was-
Wasn't he on the
Utah. Like,
Nets?
he's a bucket.
yeah,
Yep.
started
That
on
was
that.
his original. Yeah. That was his original spot. Then
You
it was the
know.
Wizards, and then it
Remember
was.
that on Game of
Yeah, I
Zones?
just wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, I
personally.
definitely.
It's
in this
close. It's
situation,
very
I definitely
close.
take Bojan. Overall, though, I think Toby's the better player.
Yeah.
But Bojan would fit far better on this roster as an off-ball shooter.
Agreed.
I think they're very similar on defense. I don't think there's much difference there.
Yep.
But Toby overall, I think he's got the better bag.
Pre
On
Harden, the Sixers would probably rather Tobias, but now after getting Harden, you probably don't need him as much.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And like I said, if he's the third option on a team, it's a different story. But he's not even the third option on this team. Like,
Yeah.
it's a pretty clear 1, 2, 3. And
I think it goes 3A, 3B.
I don't think so. I think Maxey literally is
3
taking that
capital
jump to
A,
where
3
it's-
lowercase b.
I think it's 3-4, and I
That's
think
what
it's
we're going
clear.
with.
And I can even see Tyrese Maxey averaging more points than James Harden, with
No,
Harden being
that's
more
tweaking.
efficient.
That's
I really don't
that's
think it is.
crazy.
I really don't think it is.
That's
No
crazy.
way.
I really don't think it is.
No.
I think Harden puts up a minimum 27 this year.
I could
I don't know
see
about
all
that.
three of
27
them.
is crazy
Yep.
too.
I could see Harden
Yep.
averaging 23. I could see Maxey averaging 25 and Joel averaging like 28.
I can't see 25.
25 is a lot of points.
25 is a lot of points.
I love Tyrese Maxey.
You just said 27.
Yes, for James Harden.
Oh, 25 for Maxey. Oh, that's a lot. No, he'll probably put up between probably like 18 and 24. You know,
I mean,
It's a big range.
It's a large range.
it's really not.
It's 6
mean-
points. That's like a quarter. That's a quarter of 24 and a third of 18.
All right.
Like that's
Math.
Between 20 and 23. Fuck you.
Nah.
that's better.
Shout out the Eastern Conference, bro. Yeah, Tino East.
That was yeah. I mean,
East side.
so okay. Now we get into the final part of this.
What is the
Who's
final
in the
part of
Eastern
this?
Conference Finals
Oh, okay.
and who wins the Eastern Conference Finals and how many games do we think it goes? I think all of us are probably going to say 7 no matter what because the teams in the East are just that close.
Sixers and 6. I don't know who they play. That's
But
just my
you
guess.
got to pick a team that they're playing.
I think.
I mean, I put them top 2.
I have the
You
Nets.
didn't tell me this was.
I have the
I
Nets.
did. We said it.
did say this.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention.
It's all right. I have the Nets versus the Bucks in the conference finals, and I think the Nets get their revenge versus the Bucks, and
The
the
Knicks.
Nets go to the finals.
Katie gets his foot behind the
I
line.
think I'm
Yes.
going Bucks Sixers in the conference finals, and Sixers win.
Sixers, Hawks.
Wow.
Sixers make it.
And how
Wait,
many
so you have
games?
the Hawks as your 7 seed making the conference finals?
Trae Young has that dog.
All right.
Makes sense.
Well,
to
nah.
me.
I got
a cop out
Heat
answer is a
Sixers.
6 out.
Heat Sixers.
Heat
Bucks.
Sixers and 6.
Got it. So you think Bam takes the jump?
Nah.
Damn, you got that
Do you think-
dog.
do you
in.
think
You
Ola-
got that dog?
Do you think
I don't
Oladipo?
I think Oladipo plays better.
Okay.
A lot better.
They're a
Got
good
it.
playoff team.
So you said Sixers. You said Sixers Hawks.
Yeah, why not?
Why
How many
not?
games?
How many games? I think the Sixers would blow them out.
4.
Wow.
In 5 games.
You
Bucks. Sixers. Bucks. Sixers
just
win.
Bucks. Bucks play the Bucks.
Nah, because you know I'm the Sixers. Sixers. Bucks. Fuck it. 7.
Yeah, I have
Breakfast
the
at
Nets
7.
over the Bucks in 5.5.
5.5 is a good number.
Fair.
They smoked them in the first
I'm
half.
taking the-
of game
I'm
6,
taking the
so it's
under
5.5
there.
games.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Chris. I think it's Nets Bucks, and I think it's becomes one of the greatest series that we've ever watched in our lives in 7 games.
Very
And
cool.
I have the
That's-
Nets making the finals in the Eastern Conference.
Yay, Brooklyn, New York.
That
Nah,
is
fuck the
going
Nets.
to be really
Fuck
fucking
the
fun.
Nets. Fuck
Like,
the Nets.
The Nets Bucks
I think
series
the Nets lose
last
to
year.
the Knicks in the playoffs.
Bro.
So the
And
playoff
they-
matchups
oh.
that we have in the first round, in this case, would be Sixers Knicks. We get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
The Nets Heat. They could give them a run for their money, but lose probably in like 5.
Nets Heat. You said we have the Heat at 7.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's bad.
Yeah.
Bucks Cavs.
Why do we have the Heat at 7? Who
You know-
has them so low?
Us too.
Us two.
At 8.
8.
I have him at 6.
Yikes.
I said Jay Crowder. If he gets traded there, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Bucks Cavs. That's
Smoke show for
probably.
the Bucks.
I don't know because I feel like that's the one team that could actually do a decent
What
job.
match
on
did we
Giannis.
So just build a
Bucks
fucking
Cavs.
wall.
Literally, build a fucking wall. Yeah. Oh, shout out Stan Van Gundy. Build a fucking wall.
Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday will cook those fools.
Isaac Okoro would probably get Chris.
Yeah, he's
Middleton.
not going both of them.
He has to guard one of them. not both.
Yeah, nah. Drew would probably
Drew
light
would
him
cook
up.
Garland
Drew,
and Mike
Drew would
Mitchell,
light
bro,
him up.
to
Yeah,
show
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Either one.
And then but
Throw 'em both.
Drew has not been great in the playoffs historically.
It doesn't
like,
matter. Look
except
what
for
would be
the
guarding him,
Pelicans.
bro.
Celtics Hawks is the other one.
Hawks.
And
That'd be nice. That'd be
No,
a
I'm
good
taking the
series.
Hawks.
that would be a great.
That's a great series.
bro.
I'm taking the Hawks though.
I would definitely take the Celtics.
I
in
hope
that
we
one.
play the Hawks again in the playoffs this year.
Why? So
No,
we can
you
lose
don't.
in
So we can
4.
lose
I don't
in
think any-
5.
So we can lose in 4. What
Nah,
why
I
would
mean,
you want to do
think
that?
about it. Who are we gonna play? It's gonna be one of the
I
fucking
think
top
we have a
teams.
better chance at beating the Celtics than beating the Hawks.
I don't agree with
That's
that
not
at
true.
all.
I
I
think
don't
we
know.
do.
I mean, I think anything
Nah, it's
could
just the
happen.
rivalry,
We
bro.
get lit up by JT.
What
and Dylan.
rivalry? We lost in 5 games.
I know.
There
He
was no
bowed on
rivalry.
our
He
logo.
quite
I know.
literally.
What
He's literally our
rivalry?
He
father.
looked-
but
he
if
looked
we
at the
came
fans
back
and said,
playing
our
with
father.
children.
If we took that series, then it's a rivalry. You know what I mean?
I mean,
bro,
yeah.
Or if you
we
made it
if we made it
competitive.
6
Yeah.
games,
If we
it's
did
it's a
something.
rivalry.
And didn't he dick
sure.
you guys down during the regular season too?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yo,
Yeah.
bro, he's playing with children.
he dead ass looked at the fans and said, "It's real fucking quiet in here, bro."
Bro.
And it was real
That's-
fucking
after
quiet
he-
in there, bro.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, bro. I was in there,
man.
and I was quiet.
Was that game 1?
that was
That was game 1.
what game 1. It was in game
Yeah.
1.
Oh, then he
game
took
winning
the
quarter.
bow in game fucking 5.
Yep.
We were at
when
that
we were
game.
there.
We were at
Yeah.
that game. Oh my
Wow.
god, bro. Oh my God, nah, Trey's our father, bro.
Yeah.
Trey's our father.
Great guy though.
Yeah, there really
Great
isn't
guy.
a rivalry.
He's a great father.
Rivalry isn't the word I
He's
put
a
for
good
it.
dad.
He's a good dad.
He's a good daddy.
He did just welcome
Whoa.
a child in the
Hey, yo,
world
what the
recently.
fuck? Yo, speaking of, Kyrie did the same. Congrats to the both of them.
Yes,
Brand new
sir.
dads.
Yeah, if you guys are watching,
Congrats.
on
I
being
mean, nah.
fathers.
See, you
We
just
send
gotta
our wishes.
You got to
I don't
congratulate
give a
someone
fuck.
for having a fucking kid, no matter what, whether they watch this or not. It's a big deal. But yeah, I mean,
Shout out Bazinga.
yo, I was about to say that. Yo, aside from basketball, we're done with this now. Yo, imagine the day that like one of us becomes a fucking dad. Like that is gonna be,
just in general.
I want to
yeah.
be a
Yes.
dad.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
bro.
bro, that'd be awesome.
Having a little you,
Imagine I had a
bro,
I
kid.
feel
that's
like
fire.
if you had a kid, like if he came near me, I'd punt him.
All right.
I feel like that's a crime.
that is a crime.
That's
It's a child.
so much farther than I thought. You were.
Yeah.
I don't know
fucked
where.
up.
Nah.
It's a bit much.
That'd be
That'd
that's
be my
gonna
boy.
crazy, bro. And it's not
Literally.
far away.
Yeah.
Like it's really not far away. That's crazy to me. Like
Where
what-
is he?
You're watch you have a kid like next year.
Why me? I don't do anything.
He goes, I don't do anything.
I go to work and I go to Richmond Town. That's all I do.
My boy plays
Pokemon
Yes, sir.
Go.
So we won our playoff basketball game last night.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
did.
Um,
Yo,
Shout out to everyone that
Can-
came out.
Can we just talk about what happened after that game and the fact that yeah. By the way, we're in the championship
What?
next week, next Thursday. I don't know what time the game
Be
is yet.
there.
Tune
But
in
be
ball
there.
game pod.
No,
Tune in on
don't-
Instagram.
Don't tune in.
On Instagram.
Be
Or be there.
Be there.
Do whatever
there.
you feel
There
like
and show
doing.
report-
Just try
show
to watch the game.
However you could support it.
Yeah,
man.
Nah.
We appreciate
be there.
it.
I'd love for you guys to be there. We want a fan section, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck being on Instagram Live.
We have
all
fat
that
heads.
shit.
We're ready.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
prepared.
bro. I
we're
mean,
ready for this.
me and Dean have fat heads, and one's me with goggles eating a piece of bread. So
Yo,
if you want to
coulda
hold my
just saw
fat
it.
head, just put that shit up.
We could have hung it up in the back.
We honestly
No,
should.
but now you ruined the surprise.
Man,
It
stop.
would have been
seen
such a surprise.
Anyway.
next week championship. But okay.
Shout out to Sammy.
So love Sammy, by the way.
Yeah.
Probably the best
Walking
game he played.
bucket.
Probably the best game he played all season, honestly, and probably
Playing
the best game.
defense.
Like I know you've dropped
Down
more
low.
points in the past, whatever. But Sammy, if you are watching this, that was the best game and most complete game
The
you
biggest
have played
impact on winning
Yes.
that you've had.
by far. And
Shout out
after
Sam.
that game,
Hitting
shout out
shots,
Sam. Yes,
hitting
Shout out
shots.
Sam.
Shout out
had a
Sam.
nice 16. Milosha played great defense that game. Trincali, you airballed your first 2 threes in that game.
Yeah, it was rough.
Then I pulled your ass.
Yeah.
Ortiz
Dean-
goes, if you airball again, I'm taking him out.
No. Bro, it's so funny because he looks at me, he goes, yeah, Trunks airballed twice, get in the game. I'm like, all right, cool. So Dean, shout out to you. You turned the entire fucking tide in that game. Drawing
Taking a
that
big
charge.
charge. Putting his
Drawing that
body
charge was
on the
quite literally
line.
the turning
I brought
point of
the
that game.
energy. I didn't do much on the stat
We
sheet.
here.
That's fine.
Yo, I can't believe they gave you that call too. 'cause
What do you mean?
He was
Yo,
not moving.
Nah, yeah, he was. Yo, I seen
I
that shit
wasn't,
on the
bro.
live. Yeah, you were.
Dude, he stood there like this.
I
No.
came up and
Nah,
I
you
jumped.
did this. The one that they always call blocking foul, where the guy comes into you and you're anticipating him coming into
So
to you.
you
So right
turned
before
him.
the
You move up
contact, you
into him?
turn your body.
No,
yeah.
no, you did
Oh.
do that thing. Is he led with his shoulder?
Yeah, it
Oh
was
my
a
God.
yeah.
Take
It
it
could have
right
been
now.
Well, I
called
got
either
ran
way.
over.
No, you
I
got
know
ran over.
it
You
could
led
have
with
been
the
called
shoulder.
either way though,
Like, it
because
definitely was an
going
offensive
down
foul.
the other way, like right after they
Sammy got
the
a call
same
like that.
exact thing, and he got the blocking foul.
He
Yeah.
did, yes,
Literally
he
the same
did.
exact thing going right
He
down the other
did,
way.
yeah.
That guy was frail.
No, it was a good play though.
Nah,
putting
they
your
were
body
calling
on
a lot of fucking fouls.
I think
guy-
it's just
that
because
guy
I'm
ain't
smaller
deep.
than
That
I get
guy
the
ain't
call.
Yeah, for sure.
But
You're a big boy, man.
That was a hell of a game, though.
It was great.
Great game. We went down by
Crazy.
as much as 11.
energy
Yeah.
was
Drew it back.
amazing. We were all up on the bench.
The energy was great for most of
I was
the game.
screaming the whole game.
The
Bro,
start of the second
Got Trunks
half
kept
was,
walking into my box.
Well, the end of the first half.
end of the
started-
first half,
started
start of the second half was
bad.
some of the most atrocious
It was like 6
basketball I
straight
think I've ever
turnovers.
seen.
Yeah.
Like
It was bad.
some of the worst basketball I think I've ever seen. Coming out of the second half, weren't moving at all.
Very stagnant.
In the
Mhm.
last
End of the
minute,
first half,
yeah,
we turned the ball over three times in a
straight possessions.
Oh my
probably
god.
like 20
the end of the
seconds.
first half
Couldn't
was
fucking move the ball.
atrocious.
Yeah, bro,
It was
don't
so
act like the
bad.
fucking start of the second half was any better. You guys didn't do shit. You gave up like a fucking 12-0 run. Like that was garbage.
No, I know. They
I
were
thought we
both
were losing
ass.
the
That's
game
because
after
no
you
one
guys
was
came
getting
out like
back
that.
on fucking number
Yeah.
8 getting fast break
Oh
layups.
my god!
Yeah.
And then he just made every shot in Tricali's face after
Made,
that.
he made
And
two.
And then he hit. And then
He
he
made
hit shots
two.
in your
And then he
face.
made some
He
of
won.
yours.
Yeah,
Your
no, he
face.
definitely hit a shot.
Definitely
in my
more
face.
than one.
No, I swear to God, he only hit one. It was the mid-range.
I thought
jumper.
he hit
nailed that
two
one on my
also.
back.
He
God,
definitely-
did he only hit one?
He only hit one in my face, and then he got injured and
Fuck number one.
fuck number 5 too, bro. dude didn't dap me up after the
Yeah.
game because he thought I fucking laughed at his player getting hurt when I just got hyped that he traveled.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck, bro? I'm not cheering for anybody to get hurt. I hope you're good, number 8. Like you were elite, bro. You made hella shots in our fucking grill.
bro.
It was Sammy's boy, so like I hope he's good, genuinely.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Yeah.
But hell of a game. Next week's championship. It's the prophecy being fulfilled. We need to win this one.
Yes, sir. We do.
This is what, 6 years in the making
Well, yeah.
since St. Chris.
21,
Day?
guys, yeah.
21 years in the making.
Yeah. This is our greatest moment coming up.
Your
right
watch Dean goes for like
Bro, I could
20.
see it. Dude, I could feel it. I could feel myself getting hot and hitting hella threes. If I just get the ball. Yo, if you watch that live back, I'm open in the corner
now. Bro.
about 50% of the time.
Chris
I'm
and
on
I
the
were
court.
talking about it in the car.
He's open every
Bro,
single
every
time.
time.
Yeah.
every time.
Bro,
All you
Dean,
guys
that's why I
dribble your
told you.
head down, bro. It's so
It's bullshit.
comedy.
That's
You
what I
guys
was like,
literally
yo,
stare
just
at the
stay there
floor
and
when
be
you
ready.
guys dribble the
I
ball.
tried, bro.
I
I
know.
didn't get the ball.
I know.
Yeah.
It's all right.
it,
Just keep staying
Okay,
there and being
so
ready.
I'll hit
The
after
ball will
this-
come at some point.
If I get the
Well-
ball, I'll hit the shot.
We'll close on this. After the game, obviously we started talking about the Draymond Green, Jordan Poole altercation. And like, aside from all the politics of that, whatever the fuck, Sammy said that Jordan Poole is more important to the Warriors than Draymond Green is.
Tell that to his fist.
What?
Draymond.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You know,
And-
gotta punch him in the face.
And
And I agree with an aspect of that, but not that wording. Okay.
so
Continue.
So what wording?
what wording do you agree with?
So what I would say is the Warriors would get rid of Draymond before Jordan Poole.
So I'll take care of both of these arguments real quick.
Oh shit!
okay.
Because
Here
this
he comes.
aggravated
Let's
the
get outta
fuck.
here.
No, this
Yeah.
actually aggravated the fuck out of me last night.
You guys
Like
have a
I'm
good
not
night.
gonna lie. This got me so heated.
See ya.
Because bro, in what fucking world
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
did Draymond Green not more important than Jordan Poole? Jordan Poole could have
He is
been out
more
in those
important.
Jordan Poole could have been out in those
He is
finals
more
and it
important.
wouldn't have mattered at all.
Then why would they get rid of him first if he's more important?
Because Jordan Poole's younger.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't
Draymond
go.
Green's fucking 32
It doesn't
going
matter
on 33
because your
years old.
window is with Stephen Curry.
Bang.
Exactly.
There you go. Done.
Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, Moody,
It
Kuminga,
doesn't
those are all
Exactly,
fucking
exactly.
You can
futures.
trade all of
Exactly.
them for a star.
A superstar.
But
Yeah.
they're not going to.
But
Who
they
the
can.
fuck would do that? But they're not. What
Why?
do you mean?
Why?
What do you mean why? They're not going to.
You
But
have
you're
Steph
saying
fucking
if you
Curry.
have to trade one of them,
Yeah,
why would you
You're
not
not
trade Jordan
trading
Poole
Draymond.
with other guys for a superstar?
because Draymond is not going to be an impactful player for too much longer.
But again, your window is with
Bro,
Steph Curry.
your window is with Stephen Curry.
And
He's
Steph Curry's
34
window to
years
win-
old.
and Steph Curry's window to be good is longer than Draymond Green.
But your best
But
chance of
best
that right
chance is
now
right
is with
now.
Draymond Green.
You can't wait for the future.
Draymond Green
for
was the
Jordan.
fucking defensive player of the year, bro.
that was years ago.
Dead ass.
No, he
no,
wasn't.
He wasn't.
the
It was
fucking
last
front.
year.
Last year, he was
front
the
runner.
front. Bro, he got hurt.
He got
bro.
hurt.
He was the front runner
God.
by miles before he,
He
got
was
hurt.
gonna win
Like,
defense. It
running
wasn't
away
even
with it.
close.
Running away with it. Not even close. They were the 1 seed. Not even close.
Yes, they have a
Before he got
better
hurt.
shot
And
of
here's
winning.
my thing. Here's my
Oh
thing.
my
There was the
God.
fucking argument about Klay Thompson being like sure, whatever, hit in the past, whatever. But he was like, yo, he needed Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Sure, he needs fucking Stephen Curry. But by the way, if you didn't remember, Klay Thompson wasn't fucking there when they were the 1 seed. In case you didn't fucking know that. He wasn't there. So my thing is Draymond Green and Stephen Curry are the heartbeat of that fucking team, and you don't need anyone else. You figure the rest out. That's first and foremost. Because Jordan Poole held down the fort. You don't need you don't need all 3 of them. You don't need Jordan Poole to be on that team. They'd be perfectly fine without him. They don't need Jordan Poole for shit.
I don't know about perfectly
wouldn't be
fine. They
perfectly
definitely
fine.
need him. Like he definitely help. Everyone helps, but like Draymond Green is just more important. They're like it's
And you don't trade Draymond Green.
there's no argument.
yes, he's
that-
more important. I'm not arguing.
There's no
that.
argument that for the next 3 years you'd rather have Jordan Poole on the Golden State Warriors.
And I
than
also
Draymond
say,
Green.
you know how you say like, oh, having Moody, Kuminga, and Wiseman make you want to keep Jordan Poole. I think it does the complete fucking opposite. I think that's even more why Jordan Poole is expendable because you have a guy like Moses Moody.
Well, I
you have
think
a guy
those
like
guys say you have to have
Kuminga.
a fucking dynasty.
Exactly, but you don't
You already
need
have
Jordan
a dynasty.
Poole. You already
though.
have a
It's-
fucking dynasty.
Yeah.
Right. So why do you need Draymond if you already have a dynasty?
Oh
Because
my
he
god,
is the
he's the
dynasty.
dynasty, bro.
Bro,
You
their
don't
best
need him.
chance to win is with Steph Curry in his prime
You
while
don't-
he's
you don't
playing.
Need, you don't need Mr. Triple Single fucking punching his teammates.
You
in
need
practice.
one.
You
You
would
need
rather-
probably the best
Yeah.
defensive player
Yeah,
in the world.
Yo,
you need
chill
probably
with
the best
Mr.
defense- Like that's
Mr.
crazy,
Triple Single
bro.
is wild. to say, bro.
You anybody who uses
I mean,
that
obviously-
fucking argument has
obviously-
no idea what
obviously
the
I'm
fuck
fucking-
Draymond does.
joking, and he's one of the best. He is top 3 best defensive players in the league.
We've ever
obviously.
seen that we have watched. He's a top 3 defender that we have watched.
Okay.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay.
And he was that last year too.
Okay.
So anyone thinking
Was
there's
that
going to be
last year?
regression, sure. If there's regression,
And
I don't care.
even when he was healthy in the playoffs, he was phenomenal.
Bro, in the
on
finals,
defense.
everyone's saying
But
he
I
was
don't want to
terrible.
hear a goddamn thing about leadership ever again.
Why?
Motherfuckers ain't beating up their teammates. in
Michael
practice.
Jordan did.
punching dudes.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
but here's
Duffy
my-
did.
But
He
here's
literally
my
did.
He
thing.
rocked Steve Kerr.
But here's my
Duffy
thing.
did. Coach Duffy did.
There's 10 plus years or 10 years, whatever, of him being a great teammate and being a great leader. And
Draymond's
being
not Michael Jordan, by the
Bro,
way.
nobody's fucking saying he is, but leadership, like whatever. If he punched Jordan Poole in the face, obviously he
I'm
did.
sure if we practiced for St. Chris and shit, I would have punched someone.
Motherfucker, we've almost fought about 55 times. I don't give a fuck. They're still brothers, bro. They'll figure it out. Like, I don't care.
I don't
like
think they're brothers.
bro.
They
First
won
of
a
all,
championship
Dre, you
together,
don't
bro.
win a
They're-
champ. You don't
they're
win it.
brothers.
First of all, you don't win a single championship without Draymond Green. Period.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And it ends there. You don't win a championship last year
I
without
don't know
Draymond
about a
Green.
single one.
Bro,
I'm
you're
sorry.
fucking
I don't
wild.
care about the KD,
Give me KD
Clay,
and
Steph.
Steph. Yeah. You take Draymond.
You
off
don't
that-
have Draymond there, you don't win. Period.
I don't.
There's not a
know.
single
All
player
right.
you could fucking replace Draymond Green with that you still win a fucking
all right,
championship.
no,
That's
that
not
one's
true,
tough.
dude.
That one's tough. They don't
You
win.
repl-
They don't win the
you
first one. They
replace
don't win the
Draymond,
last one.
You don't. You replace.
You win
exactly. That's
a
true.
championship.
You do win a championship
You-
without
you-
Draymond.
Steph and
you don't-
KD, you probably still win.
Nah.
I
Nah.
think you
Nah.
do. They're the
Nope.
greatest team
Nah.
ever.
Nope. No.
It'd be harder for them to win.
All right, yo.
But, like,
fuck Draymond
I don't know.
Green. Fuck Jordan
That's it,
Poole.
bro. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah.
crazy that anyone would argue that Jordan Poole is more important, and you would fucking
That's
get
not
rid
also
of
not what
Draymond
I'm
Green.
saying again for the 10th
Okay,
fucking time.
I just said.
Yeah,
that.
I don't even
Sammy
know what
said
the
that
argument is.
Sammy said that regardless. And either way, you saying that you would trade
out, Sammy.
Draymond before you would
Yeah,
they would
shout out
trade
Sammy.
Draymond before you would trade Jordan Poole. Like what? What?
What?
Your window is right now.
What?
with
What?
Sixers,
What?
What?
And you have the leading candidate for
Macklemore. Can
defensive
we
player
go
of the
thrift
year.
shopping?
Like, bro, that's crazy to me, bro. I'm so heated, bro.
Shout out Lil Yachty.
Shout out Lil Yachty.
for taking the walk to Poland.
All right. Well, I'm frustrated enough. We're gonna
Yo,
end that
Ortiz,
there,
go get ready
but
to press that button.
Yeah, you got to be ready for that. You
Oh.
just sign off, and then it's okay.
All right, ball game.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for
Ball
tuning
game.
in. If you watch the
Trunks,
live,
that's so fucking
Trunks,
fire.
you fucking
Yeah, please
stop,
stop.
please,
Go.
bro. Jesus Christ.
Tune out, sure. Make sure to leave a like on the stream. Go check us out on all
All of our
social media,
socials.
Twitter, Instagram,
Link tree
TikTok.
is in
the
the
link.
bio, probably in the description.
Yes, leave a like. We're on
Fuck
we're on
Draymond
podcast
Green.
platforms now. Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Check us out there.
Yes, sir.
John Wall hit the Dougie.
That was fire.
He's
Mm.
back.
Oh, that might have been cleaner than his past one. But anyways,
So
yeah,
clean.
thank you
Our
guys so much.
our consensus standings will be posted to the socials later today. So make sure to go interact with those posts. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Where you would have teams higher, where you would have teams lower.
Yep.
Who you think is going to come out of the East and all that
Western
fun stuff.
Conference next week. Finals prediction also follows with that. So
And
Thank
then
you
we're
guys for
going to be
watching.
into the season. You're going to have some basketball, some
sir.
meaningful
Some
basketball.
real
Yes, sir.
basketball to talk about.
For sure.
Other than
Basketball.
predictions.
Ball game. You need to press the button.
Ball game.
Ball game.
Go press the button. Go. That's the signal, the square. Oh wait, you can't hear. You don't have the headphones on.
See ya.
Love you guys.